Hello.
Hello.
We're finally here. Biscuits have been consumed.
They have. The dog wants uppies.
The dog wants uppies. He does.
Mer, he says. Mer.
Small, I'm trying to do things.
Things. Streaming things.
Exactly.
Thingy things.
So we're finally back with the Sims. It's so weird. Like, we don't stream for 1 week and suddenly it's been 2 weeks. I'm like, what?
Yeah. We don't stream for 1 week. Well, I mean, I guess technically we streamed like on Saturday. Yeah. Impromptu stream.
Yeah.
Which,
Pokemon Snap.
Yeah. Which, you know, fair.
Yeah.
It means it hasn't quite been 2 weeks. But it's been 2 weeks since we played The Sims.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This feels like a lifetime ago.
It's weird though, because like yesterday and today when I've been thinking about playing The Sims again, I'm like, oh my god, like how do I make a Sims stream how do I make a Sims stream interesting? Like hell knows. It's
Ghost boyfriend.
probably not that it's true. Murder. Criminal activity.
Yeah.
Surprise kittens.
Oh god, I forgot about surprise kittens
How could you
last
forget
time.
about the surprise
I
kittens?
don't know. I was
Kitten
that
surprise.
Just that surprised.
It was a surprise. It was like 2 months ago or something, when I was like, wait, did that cat just impregnate my cat?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
I've never thought she was spayed.
I thought she was spayed. I thought when I adopted her that she was spayed. I was incorrect.
It's actually a very, very, like, what adoption agency has, like, unspayed cats?
Yeah, right?
That's.
Well, I guess, maybe they, maybe to discourage, like, breeders and puppy mills and stuff. There's, like, one very regulated agency.
You're right.
Where you can get, like, wait, no, I'm just about to... act my own argument.
Oh.
It's like, yes, where you can get cats from if you want to breed them. No, wait. Maybe it's all very regulated.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah. So you have to, like, yeah.
So today.
Anyway, hi, yeah.
Today.
It's the Sparkling-Beverage family. Criminals. All of them. Well,
It's like, I was like, yeah.
Well, that's all I've got. I've been writing Nate's. Who's Nate? And why have I been writing him? I've been writing notes down in my notebook.
Uh-huh.
It's a book for notes. And I flipped to the Sparkling-Beverage family, and I just have a criminal. That's my note.
I can't.
Just
I'm like, I can't believe this. Like, no, I can't.
lemon sparkling beverage. A criminal.
Yeah.
Lime sparkling beverage. Into melon soda. That's it. That's all I have. Yeah, Lime is totally into the comedian.
Oh yeah.
The comedian who's also kind of a criminal because he hacked.
Oh yeah, he had to become a hacker. He was so poor he had to turn to cybercrime.
Yes.
It's like, dude.
So clearly Lime is into just crimes.
Yeah, well.
And his wife is just point blank a criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Anyway.
Egg! Hello, Elena.
Egg!
Egg. Egg.
Egg.
It's egg time.
Thank you for egging my house.
In this...
The criminal herself. Okay, this family freaks me out because there are so many of them to control and I'm not good at things.
Oh, I mean...
Look! This sink is broken. No, you gonna fix it? No, you're too criminal.
Yeah,
You can do it. You are a hungry child. I've forgotten. I haven't played The Sims since the last time we played The Sims. I have forgotten how to Sims.
How do you forget how to Sims?
No, don't get leftovers. Oh no.
Oh yeah, salad. That was the thing.
Yes, that's not what I. What are you doing? You're dancing. Okay, you can clean out the fridge. This family needs to make some money stat, actually.
Wow, for criminals.
Well, you'd think, wouldn't you? Okay, so it's. Have you done your homework, you tiny criminal child? No, you haven't. I hate this. I don't play them.
Oh yeah.
And while I'm not playing them, he just doesn't do his great homework.
That's kind of.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
You'd think that would be, a thing that the AI would do. Like, at the very least, not be awful. Oh, who am I kidding? It's The Sims 4. Let's not give it too much. No, I'm sorry. Is it messy for you, sir? Where's the bin? I know you guys have a bin. Don't you? Oh yeah, it's right there. I hid it behind a wall. So yeah, what do you mean? How do I forget how to play The Sims? Have you met me?
I was just gonna say, I forgot what you were talking about.
What festivals do we have today?
Good question. Is it Lost Egg Day yet?
Sausage Fest!
Always with sausage. I swear, every single time it's the Sausage Fest.
Yeah, Sausage Fest and then Winterfest. And then it's Wink Wonk. Then it's New Year's Eve and then Fun Bun. I don't know how many of those we'll get to today. But yeah, Lost Egg is at the end of spring.
Oh,
and we are currently at the end of autumn. I mean,
fair.
fall.
Don't mock people.
I'm not mocking people. I was trying to be.
Inclusive.
I wasn't going to say inclusive because that sounds.
That's not the right word for it. But
no, it's kind of that. See, that is mocking people. I was trying to be. What's the word? Receiving, throwing me off my.
It's okay. You can blame me.
I will. I had a roll going, and you yeeted me off it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Right. So the only person's at home is this fucking criminal. Mischief interactions. Ugh. Fine. Call up a friend and be mischief at them.
It sounds so innocent. It's like you're a criminal. Haha, mischief.
Yeah. Well, she hates. I mean, everyone hates her. But the only people who will actually come round to her house are people that I don't really want her to fall out with. No, it doesn't accumulate. I mean, it does, like, fall on the ground, and eventually there is snowfall, like, build up. But it doesn't, if you get a lot of it, it doesn't get more deep than years when you don't have as much. Yeah. I suppose you could be a dick to the maid. Wow, you haven't even introduced yourself to the maid. What kind of an asshole are you? Why am I asking that?
Snow doesn't accumulate in The Sims, does it? Was I just tuned out completely? I was!
We literally just had this conversation.
This happens sometimes to me. I'm really sorry. I just...
Ooh. That is not mischievous. That's downright horrible. Impersonate mermaids. It's probably actually really bad.
Yeah, I still wonder what impersonate. Do we know what it does? Does it do anything special?
It doesn't. You just literally go like, I don't know. I claim to be a criminal mastermind. It's funny because it's true. Haha.
Well, that's like hiding in plain sight, right? Like.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, haha, it's a joke.
Lie about career. Have you? How long many do I have? 25%. Jesus Christ. Okay, fine. You know what? Just do like 7 farts in a row. And then, maybe go see a doctor about IBS. Right. Well, this is fun. Whee!
No, don't worry. It's not your layer. I just have very shitty short-term memory sometimes, and I will actually ask something that's just been discussed.
It's true.
Like for example, like I'm thinking about taking a sip of my water, and instead my brain just focuses on that. I probably should go to the doctor for it, but you know.
What, your complete inability to remember something that happened 10 seconds earlier?
Mhm.
Probably, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is your mischief skill? Oh, it's so low still. Oh, I hate this. Okay. I think trolling the forums at this point. I'm sorry, you bored of farting like 27 times. Yeah, well, to be fair, actually, Elena, I panicked for a second thinking that I had answered in my mind.
Because, yeah, that's...
Because that's a thing that I also sometimes do. Whole conversation. Actually, to be fair, you also have entire conversations.
Dude, you sometimes also forget. I mean, but I do, yes.
Pardon me?
Sometimes, I swear that apparently I have conversations. Apparently. I sometimes have conversations in my head with Dream You.
Yeah, it's true. You do have conversations in your head with Dream Me. And then you just carry on talking to me about the subject as though we had the conversation.
Isn't this
And
like
it
a normal
confuses
thing?
the out of me.
I hope other people have this too, otherwise I don't know, I should probably really see a doctor.
Yeah, actually.
It doesn't happen that often, to be fair. It's not like I'm sitting here every single day and going like, yay.
Yeah, no, it's
just
true.
when I'm really tired.
Yeah,
it happens a lot.
no, and recently you have been tired, and
Yes.
you have been extremely...
Go on. Finish it.
very you.
Wow, that is somehow worse.
Well, I'm just saying, you've been very... yeah, that. What is it you did the other day, actually? You said / did something the other day that just kind of... Actually, who am I kidding? We have just had the best example of how you can be. Me answers question. You. About that question that you have answered. And yeah, anyway. I'm gonna stop beating that dead horse. Oh right, you want to use the workout machine. No, you don't want to use the workout machine. Well, explain. Make up your mind. Where is the workout machine? Oh, I already bought you a punching bag. Whoopsie. Seriously, actually, where is the workout machine though? What? Let's ignore the... Oh, there's a punching bag down there too. Wow, they have 3 punching bags in their house now.
She probably needs them all.
I was gonna say, if it would stop her from punching her kid's doll's house instead.
Although, are they not too old for those houses now?
Well, he's not. He's
Oh,
still within his rights to...
As if there's an age.
No, quite.
God.
2 questions.
I don't actually remember what happened to my old doll house. I mean, old doll's house. There we go. Like, it was like a hand-me-down from the family. Like, I think my mum and like her sister still play with it. It was
That's
like a wooden
cool.
one.
Oh my goodness, that's so funky.
Probably giving it to somebody.
Yeah, probably.
No, my mum.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Because like, gee, I wonder what happened to this. Like, my mum probably gave it away.
Yeah, that is upsetting. As far as I'm aware, mine's still in the attic. Although it's kind of trashed. Because, Oh, don't let me stop you from making a garden salad. Holy... I didn't trash it on purpose. I mean, I was promised that somebody would help me, because it was basically like it was a hand-me-down from like a family friend who had 2 daughters who were like 5 years older than me.
Yeah.
And they both had it.
Mm-hmm.
It was only one of those, you know, like the ones with the like chipboard walls.
Oh yeah.
With the brick kind of wallpaper type covering. It was really cheaply made. You know, nothing kind of fancy. But yeah, when I got it, it was already basically trashed. Like, all the paper was peeling off and everything.
Yeah.
And my mum promised that she'd help me.
Mm.
Oh, you're taking a picture of the dog. I wonder what the hell you were doing. But yeah, no. My mum promised she'd help me like redo it. You know, like repaper
and then
it.
Never happened.
She never had time. I mean, that was just how it be.
Mm.
She never had time for anything. But so I tried to do it up myself.
Yeah, that's...
Which, as a youngish child, whose basically craft supplies were acrylic paints, pens, you know.
I feel that. This is like the worst thing as a kid. Oh, sorry. Like, in your head, you always like have the greatest ideas, and like it never works out. But I swear, not all kids get really discouraged by that.
This is the thing. I feel like there are two types of people.
Yeah.
And all of them were the people who got that art set, you know, the art set with the really appalling art supplies in it, like the chalky paints and the terrible felt tip pens and all that. I think there was a post going around on various social media platforms some years ago about like, you know, don't give that to kids. Like, please don't give that to kids if they're interested in art. You can give them something, you know, smaller and less, but that is actually decent. And loads of people were kind of going like, oh my god, that was like amazing when I was a kid, because I used to make like, that was how I made all my early art pieces and stuff. And I ended up thinking when I was seeing that, because I had a few of those art sets. My granddad used to pretty much get me one every year, and ended up barely ever using them. But I mean, you couldn't tell him, hey, please don't get me one of them, because he wouldn't listen, for one thing. Or he just act really offended, like, oh, is my generosity not good enough for you? And it's like, yeah, but I never use it. Oh, okay. But yeah, I ended up, like, I'd use it, or I'd try and make art with it, and the art I made ended up looking just awful.
Yeah.
And, you know, it never matched what I had in my head. And I thought it was me, rather than the art supplies.
Yeah.
So I was really surprised when I first, like, actually had, I think one of my dad's, like, old art college friends gave me a whole load of his, old, like, college-era paints. Which, I mean, they were really, like, dried up and, you know, old and janky. But he was like, oh, you're into art and I don't do that anymore, so here you go. Have these. And I sort of, like, messed around with them. And it actually turned out okay. And that was like old, dried up, you know, graphic design college type paint. And like, yeah, exactly. It makes such a difference, even to have student grade materials, even old crusty dried up ones. So like, I mean, all the people who are saying that they got those art kits and they made all the difference and they actually had the materials to draw, like, amazing. I'm jealous that, you know, you can do that. Because for me, it ended up basically almost killing my creativity. Because I just assumed that I wasn't very good at art, because all the results I had just looked like shit. Like, did you have that issue?
I don't know. You know what? I don't really know. I just didn't have fun using it. It's probably one of the reasons I'm still allergic to using colours in traditional art, that's it. But I think for me, I had like decent-ish paper, decent-ish pencils, which of course I didn't use the ones in the set, but like for example coloured pencil, I never had decent coloured pencil. Yeah, actually I'm not kidding, yeah, no, it really discouraged me. But primarily using, I mean, painting and colouring, I was just like, oh, it's kind of crap.
I mean, using colours in traditional artwork, though, I know that was one of the first things when I was at uni doing illustration. Pretty much our first project. No, I tell a lie. Our first project was making a character out of recycled rubbish and then essentially illustrating a story with them in it. Like basically creating It was essentially character design at its very, very basicest level. Basicest. That's a word.
She studied illustration.
Yes, I studied illustration.
Sorry, I figured I
just said that.
Oh, did you? What? I thought you didn't. Well,
I mean, I dropped it in when I was at uni studying illustration.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I realised that was maybe an obscure way of saying that I studied.
Shut up!
But yeah, no, our first project was character design, kind of. Our second project was, hey, nobody uses colour in traditional media. Let's do an entire project on putting colours in our works.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, certainly when they get to kind of university age, unless they're exceptionally confident, they just don't. They don't use colour, they just work in black and white. Right, it's 10 p.m. and 2 of my people in this house have already gone straight the fuck to bed because I haven't been paying attention because I've just been yapping all the time. So you're gonna have to maybe help. Although admittedly, given the state your brain is in right now, you're just gonna be saying the same 3 things over and over and over again, right?
Yeah.
And I'm only laughing because sympathy. Well, you know, you're just gonna keep saying like, "Hey, cheese. Have you heard about cheese?
I love cheese.
Bird is the word. Did you know? Have you heard about the word?"
So you're sorry. What are you currently focusing on with your Sims?
What am I focusing on? Not killing them.
Sorry.
I mean, I feel like that's God, everyone in this house is bored. Holy shit. Okay.
I was gonna say sounds about right for a rich family, but now I remember they're not actually rich.
Well,
so.
I mean, they're ostensibly rich. It's oh good, she might actually get promoted. What's she on? Criminal 3.
Will that do her any good?
No.
Criminal 3?
Well, she might get promoted. Which means more money. And Criminal 4 gets more money than Criminal 3, which gets more money than Criminal 2. I don't know how else to explain to you that if you get promoted in this game, you get more money.
Yeah, unlike the real world.
Unlike the real world, where a promotion is just like, yeah, you got more jobs, but the same wage.
God.
Allegedly.
Yeah, no, it just takes me back to my old job where it's like, oh yeah, you got a promotion, like, it gave you a new title and everything, it's cool, but...
Yeah. Enjoy being able to put your new title.
Legitimately, so many jobs these days, it's just like, oh, your title is your promotion. It's like, I don't... But it looks good on yours if you say...
Yeah. No, so many people have that whole... It's freaky. I don't... Are you making a salad? Yes, you are. Oh my goodness, everyone's making salads. It's amazing. No, don't eat it. Oh yeah, you can eat it if you want, I suppose. It's only a salad. What's it gonna do? You're awake? It's 6 a.m. Don't eat cereal, eat a salad. You want to be fat like your mum? What you got? Scouting. Okay, so you eat your salad. No, that's not a salad, that's eggs on toast. Ah, you know what? I just told you to get leftovers. That's fair enough. Told not to accept a promotion and to take it later. Yeah.
Yeah, legitimately.
Yep.
It was actually also a thing, like, back when I heard that I was being made redundant, it was actually, if I had any intention to stay with the company as well, I was actually told that it would be better if I left the company.
And then got rehired.
Because otherwise I wouldn't get my redundancy pay.
Yeah.
I would lose also my bonus pay would be, like, lost. And it was literally just better to just leave. than stay with the company, and it's like it's so broken.
It's crazy.
Hello, DA. DA.
Hello, Dio.
DF.
So you have to say hello, Dio. Then you won't say hey, DA accidentally.
Yeah, that's fine.
Give us the rhyme. Like. Yeah, companies just. I think that's the other thing that pisses me off about the vintage, will start low in a company and work your way up crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these days, companies don't work like that.
No.
Like,
I legitimately, like, the fact that I almost kind of had that happen to me in my previous role was just a freak accident. Like,
yeah.
I was like, wait, I got a temp position and I got hired for a full-time position?
Yeah, well, that was because somebody went on maternity leave and then never came back.
No.
Wasn't it?
Anna came back? Pardon.
Excuse you?
That was a random name. No, actually, her name wasn't Anna.
No, it wasn't.
But
I thought they didn't come back.
Yeah, no, she came back early.
Oh.
And my contract was actually gonna get ended sooner.
Oh, my bad.
But I was like, oh, but I am very useful to you. And they were like, yes, you are very useful. Take this position on the other team.
Okay, yeah, no, my bad.
No, she had to come back early because the maternity pay was so crap. They couldn't afford to.
Is that super illegal?
Wow.
Huh. I mean, it was to reapply for the position. You wouldn't have necessarily guaranteed got it.
No, but
So it was take your redundancy pay and then reapply.
Yeah.
To the company, not for your position, sorry. For
No,
for a different position in the company on a different team that hadn't been, completely disbanded because Brexit. So it's possible that we explained it badly because, of course, we know.
Yeah, more. Like,
we know what we're talking about. I mean, not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We are recounting a situation that happened to us rather than I could believe that. To be fair, the company was banking adjacent, so they probably knew that.
Yeah. I think there's
although that doesn't necessarily mean that they weren't trying it.
No, it's true, but because the reason why I think I could do this is because technically I was hired by the Dutch division of the
Dutch
company.
Division that didn't exist anymore.
That they got rid of. So therefore,
Yeah.
if I then was hired by the UK division, it would have been okay.
Yeah, it would have been a separate. But God knows why. I thought you literally just pissed.
But yeah, I believe.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, I believe. Yeah, no, you're right though, Dio. I have heard of this. I think it's like 6 months before you can come back.
That would make sense. Either way,
Still bladder.
you didn't take it. No, because he doesn't have enough points. I say I'm glad. It was weirdly serendipitous.
Yeah.
The timing of your oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, because
Carry on.
Yeah, if I hadn't been made redundant then, like, the pandemic would have done the job. Well, I mean, like, Brexit is basically why...
I know.
Sorry.
Yes, sorry. Do you want me to tell the story?
Yeah, you go ahead.
The pandemic would have done the job.
Never mind.
Yeah, Brexit caused your team to essentially be no longer needed because you worked with Europe.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good in the way that you got made redundant in, was it November of 2019?
Yeah.
Because the pandemic hit not that long afterwards and your company was notoriously shitty about letting people work from home.
Yeah.
And as somebody with, like, reduced immunity, I'm glad that you didn't have to worry so much about that.
The same. Oh, that would have been...
Because I also don't trust your colleagues, given how often you brought colds home to me.
Oh my god, they all
And that's
have
the
kids.
other thing. They all had snotty kids.
Yeah.
And I don't know how often their kids got sick, but you were like... You'd be like, oh, my colleague was sick, but I'm fine. And then I would get it. Like, frickin' Typhoid Mary over there.
Yeah, it's true though.
Every single cold that went round the bloody office, she gave it to me.
Yeah, I was
but
like,
then didn't get sick herself.
No.
So, yay, me, I guess. It's saving time. But anyway, yeah, no.
No, what I meant is like actually would have gone a shittier deal had
Yes.
I had yeah.
Yeah, so the timing
Yeah.
of it was
I had some time to
serendipitous
start
and
me business.
Also, yeah, exactly. And also, God knows what you would have done if you were also still in full-time employment when you needed to go to the Netherlands for your mum.
Yeah, that would have. Anyway, yeah, it's really weird how sometimes these things work out for me.
Well, that's kind of one of the one of the things we were chatting about recently. Admittedly, before the whole Kickstarter mess kicked off, but this last year has been really, really awful, and there have been some awful things that have happened, but weirdly they've turned out, or like they've happened in times, or like with the redundancy, your mum, everything that happened with your mum happened during kind of a quote unquote lull in the pandemic when you could actually travel.
Yeah.
Like
without any special things either.
Yeah.
You just had to get a form and that was it, and it wasn't even a medical form. It was just like, hey, do you promise that you don't have COVID? That's all you had to do.
Yeah. I can't even imagine that being a thing now.
No.
Like, well, I mean, I can, but also I don't even know. Travel seems to be really. I'm confused every time I look at news articles on my phone and they're like, oh, this and this travel. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't want to think about it. Good night. But just frickin'. I don't know. I can't think of, like, I mean, there have been loads of other awful things that have happened.
Mm-hmm.
But they just haven't been. They just happen to have occurred in times when they were less awful than they would have been if they'd occurred at other times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like, for example, your redundancy. Awful. Just before the pandemic, but with just enough time that, you know, you kind of settled into your business before everything went completely down the toilet, for example.
Yeah.
Just all that. Just.
Also, side note, we have three travel bans again. Like
3, do we?
I don't.
You know, no. It's confusing. I don't like it. Oh, I can do extra credit work. Does that count as finish? Okay, play with your dad. And by play, I mean chess. It's just chess. Play chess. Are you still asleep, woman? Wake up. Right. Now, these people I've got all where I can see them. In retrospect, this is probably a terrible family to start with when I haven't played for a while.
Yeah, multi-manage the whole family.
Yeah, right?
For a second, my brain's multi-manage.
It's not.
I know it's multitask, but
Yes.
multi-manage works.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm incredibly stupid and
Yes. At the moment, anyway. I mean, usually you don't have that excuse. What? Yes, currently you are incredibly stupid. Do you want me to lie? Currently, you're a dum-dum because you're sleepy and you're distracted. And need we remind you that you asked if I'd answered a question that I'd literally answered 3 minutes earlier on stream?
The Sims.
So, The Sims.
Enjoy your dinner.
Enjoy your dinner. Thank you for dropping by.
Egg.
Egg on my face. No, please don't. Although I hear it's very good for your hair. I hear a lot of things are good for your hair, but some of them I probably wouldn't put on my face. Mischief interactions. What you can do? Are you gonna claim to be a criminal mastermind to your husband?
Wow.
I mean, they're not married, but they are married. They basically hate each other. I keep forgetting.
Really?
Yeah, like no, her family tree is not. They're not married. I fucked up.
Oh yeah, I keep. Well, they probably. Okay, no, so hear me out. They're probably married.
Yeah.
In the sense that on paper they are married, but they're not actually a couple.
For tax reasons, they are definitely married, but they're not actually a couple. No, it's true. They do have 2 children together, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Hi, you're back from your scout meeting, yeah? You good? Good? Did you do good? Are you winning, son? Collect badge. Ooh. We did our arts and crafts badge, Pomelo. Get in. Why is it telling me that I haven't started check badge progress on scouting badge board? Because I literally did that earlier on.
Well, clearly you didn't. Are you questioning the game?
Yes, I am. What do you mean taking sick day? What? Why are you taking... What? This family is so broken.
Explain to me what is going on.
He's allegedly taking a sick day. Which presumably means he didn't end up going to his scouting meeting. Even though I literally told him to go and he went, and it literally gave me a message saying, "Oh, I'm off to the scouting thing." Also, because it's the weekend, so it's not like he can go to school. This family is just so buggy. Like, needs I remind you that this is the family that like I would tell them to feed the baby, and they'd be like, I could feed the baby, or I could just sit on this sofa for half an hour while you assume that I'm feeding the baby and the baby gets taken away.
Yes, them.
Yes. It's one of the reasons I hate this family so much.
Also, sorry, unrelated to The Sims. I love new Pokemon Snap dearly, but I despise the fact that once you finish the game, they unlock a new set of leaderboards.
Oh.
And every single time that you finish your course, it will let you know that you might now be higher than other people on your friends list.
Ugh.
Every single thing. And I just I hate it because my brain goes into competitive mode. I'm like,
oh boy.
It turns into that horrible completionist yeah.
Yeah, no, I will admit I don't like it when your brain goes into competition mode.
Yes, Dio, I am also trying to compete against you. See, this is what happens. I'm like...
I mean, okay, so the thing is, if it's in your friends group, then it's healthy competition. If it's against complete strangers, then for me,
I mean, you can also see the other... You can sort it, but I just sort myself.
Yeah, right? No, I mean, agreed. I mean, I haven't played it that much, to be fair. I've played, the first...
Yeah, because I've been hoard.
Yeah,
so I'm like, no, I play.
I was just happy that my first, public photo got, 156...
Which is so good.
Sweet medals or whatever they're called. And then I walked away.
Honestly, it's good.
I was like, yay! To be fair, it was a hilarious photo.
Yeah, it was very good.
I put the little sprout on top of Bidoof's head and was like, off to Tempter Deepcroft!
That's a Final Fantasy 14.
Low-level Final Fantasy 14 dungeon.
It was cute. I liked it.
I was amused by myself. Great, you're going off to work. You need to piss.
Do you have a mug I can use for a second?
What?
I'm sorry, I know it's a fucking random question.
No, my point was, I just said, you need to piss. And you're like, do you have a mug I can use for a second? Yeah, what kind of mug do you need? I've got this cup that I was keeping stuff in.
Yeah, give me that one.
Okay.
That'll do.
You don't need to put anything in it, right?
No, it's for reference.
There you go.
Size reference.
Oh, size reference.
I might be designing coasters.
I don't have any other cups.
No, this'll do. This is actually perfect.
You can use my empty sneak bottle if you want.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay. A piece of this candy fell at the bottom of the cup and I can't reach it.
It's very tragic. You know, like, a Pokemon Snap, like, the number go up is a real issue I have with this game, because, my god, do I like it when the number go up. Mm-hmm. My brain just...
Skull go brrr.
Yeah.
Where pissy symbol? Where pee-pee? There you go.
But I have some people, my friends, who I think have done nothing but play Pokemon Snap since it's been released because they have such high scores. I'm like, how? How? You're not the professional streamer. What?
What?
Well, a lot of the high scores are professional streamers, so to speak, because all they do is basically play.
Oh, I see. I was wondering why the two were, like, connected. How the two were connected.
But yeah, also some of the stages do make me rage.
Oh?
Like, I like them, but then finding some of the secrets, because I haven't looked up any guides yet. And the worst part is, like Leo mentioned also on like the last thing, is like you get requests. And they request you to take a photo of something, and it's literally your album, and I'm like...
Yeah, you've already taken a photo of it, and yeah, I remember I've seen that happen.
Yeah, I've just been ignoring the bloody requests as a result, because I'm like, I cannot be bothered.
It's really frustrating that that's a thing.
Yeah. It's bad design, I don't like it. But I do hope we get expansions in the future.
Oh, that would be cool. Even though they'll be expensive. Wow, everyone's freaking sick in this family. What is this?
It's probably because they don't eat actual food.
I'm making them eat salad. Is that a problem?
Yeah, I found out that level 4 is the max.
Oh?
That's, like, for some reason, I got really good scores, I think on the volcano level. And I do want to work on the requests, but I keep forgetting to. I don't know. My approach to the game tends to be, oh, I just focus on nice looking photo, hee hee. Because that makes me a casual scruff.
Oh. Is that really so wrong?
No, not at all. I don't think.
I think.
It's nice to be casual at a Pokemon game for a change.
Yeah, that's actually quite unusual for you, isn't it?
Oh my god. I have given up competitive Pokemon a long time ago.
Yeah. God. You were awful. No, you were! Like, Like, I really liked having friendly Pokemon matches against you up until... Like, there was no point having friendly Pokemon matches against you because your team was so min-maxed that there was no hope.
No, that's just not fun.
Also, you bullied me off Pokemon at one point.
Yes, because it's like, what?
Yeah, well,
you were just feeding the bean. I was like, is that all you do? So you were like...
Yeah, which one was that?
That was,
Where?
I think, Pokemon, what was it, the one that introduced it in was Gen 6.
Probably? I don't know.
X and Y.
Yeah, I'm gonna believe you. But yeah, I was just having
sorry.
fun, like, petting my Pokemon.
Yeah, I was like,
and, like, making them happy. And you were like, when are you gonna stop petting your Pokemon and actually finish the game? I was like, or I could just stop playing the game altogether.
I was such a dick. Oh my
you
god.
were an asshole.
That was the worst. These days I'm not like that,
No,
I like to point out.
It's true. I would also like to point out you're not. But I like to sometimes remind you that you were once like that, to stop you from ever doing that again.
Yeah.
Just...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're on level 4. Yeah, see, I'm not on level 4 on most of the stages.
So how does it work? Tell me. Tell me.
You just take photos and you get points, and like No, but the better photos you take, the more points you get, of course, and like, you know, every single time you get higher than previously, it adds to your score.
Right.
And there are some stages, like the jungle stage, I just get not. The jungle stage I really do not get on with. Like, I'm really struggling to grind my points up. And I could look up a guide, but I don't wanna. Maybe in the future I will. Because there's probably some really obscure, weird things like Pokemon always has. I would be surprised if this game does the same. And the original Snap also had some weird things like that.
The original Snap isn't ever something that kind of came across my. Like, I didn't have. It was on the GameCube, right?
Nintendo 64.
Oh, N64.
Even worse.
Even worse.
If it had been on the GameCube, I would have owned it.
Oh yeah, of course. I forgot you have one of those.
Yes.
Yeah, no. N64 was a console that I entered like about 3 competitions to win one, including a Pokemon themed one.
Yeah. Oh my god, that Pikachu one! I wanted it so bad.
But well, I mean, I never won. But yeah, no. I never had the experience.
No, I never. No, it's kind of bizarre in general. Like the N64 completely. I didn't own one. Like barely any. My friends. One of my friends owned one.
Oh yeah, because that's the friend that you played the
yeah.
Pokemon Snap.
No.
Oh, so...
That was her brother. Her
oh,
brother owned
sorry,
one.
my bad. Yeah.
No, one of my friends, and that's how I played a shit ton of Mario Kart. It's just kind of weird how with some games, like if you didn't have friends who had it, you probably didn't play it. Like Sonic, for example, I also never played because I didn't have a Mega Drive, and
well, I mean,
neither did any of my friends.
Pretty reasonable. If you don't, if it's not nearby you and accessible, you don't use it.
Yeah.
That's not that weird.
You know, but like sometimes you, what I meant to, and I said very poorly, is that you just like, almost like cultural like. When it comes to gaming culture, everybody always assumes that you've like played everything, you know?
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah, whereas actually that said, no, I did play Mario briefly, very badly. And I had a Mega Drive.
Yeah.
So Sonic was my game of choice. But yeah, I had an acquaintance. Actually, it was a friend of my mother's, whose kids had a. I want to say SNES.
Yeah, Super Nintendo.
Or are we saying SNES?
Okay,
because back in the day, it used to be SNES.
We always called it the SNES, but I think.
But every time I hear an American, like YouTuber talk about it, they
clearly
say SNES.
It's the difference. Like the SNES is clearly the superior color variant. And like the SNES is that really ugly grey and purple thing.
You're right. The fact that the European and American consoles of that kind of vague generation had different designs.
Yeah.
Like the Mega Drive and the Genesis.
Well, really, I know very little about that.
Well, I mean, it confused me at the time.
Yeah.
Because I was like, Mega Drive and, like, okay, so obviously this is a smidgy later, because this was like when I'd played Final Fantasy VII, so I obviously had a PlayStation, which obviously came later than the Mega Drive.
Mm-hmm.
But I was talking to some people on, I don't know, some Yahoo forum or some shit.
Yeah.
And we were talking about video games that we'd played, and I was like, oh yeah, Mega Drive, and they were like, what the is a Mega Drive?
Oh,
and I was like, Sega thing? And they were like, the Sega's actually only done like blah blah blah, and like the Genesis, and I was like, well, but it says right.
Oh my god.
Early internet, before Google, when you had to like look this stuff up. Oh right, that makes sense. Thank you, Dio. You know, actually, now you've said it, that's kind of ringing a vague bell that I knew it.
Yeah.
I thought they had a different design. I genuinely thought that the Genesis looked different, but maybe I'm going crazy.
I'm just sitting here going like, I just know that like the NES looked different in Japan and the Super Nintendo in America is ugly.
Yeah, that is true. It does look different. But that might just be the pictures I'm finding on Google right now.
Ah, you both have the same one, and then the Series 2 happened.
Okay, so that's not what my Mega Drive looked like.
Was this the Genesis?
Oh wait, that's the 16-bit one. Which, no, of course is not what... Like... Or is that like the Mini or some shit?
Oh,
Maybe that's the Mini?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that looks more like it. It still doesn't look 100% the same as the Mega Drive. Hang on, let me Google. You see, the Mega Drive had red buttons, for one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Genesis, that I can find when I Google Sega Genesis, has black buttons. So, actually, I think you'll find...
No.
It's different. I guess, you know, maybe it wasn't cool enough with the red buttons?
I'm gonna Google if that was actually different.
What, design-wise?
No.
Literally, okay, so I search for the Mega Drive, and I find the ones with the red buttons.
But
yeah,
the Super.
I'm looking, it's the Mini, I think.
Ah.
That looks so different.
Mm.
But no, the Mini's not the one with the black buttons. But yeah, no, okay, I've only ever seen... I think I've seen the 16-bit design.
That makes sense.
Which I want to say is the one that they did for the Sega Genesis Mini.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what led me into vaguely thinking that the American one was a different design because I'd never seen the 16-bit one before.
Also, wait, what? The GameCube was more purple in Europe than the US? What?
That's weird.
Now mine is black, so sadly I can't tell.
Is yours? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it is, isn't it?
I have a black box.
Jesus. I mean, maybe you should go see the doctor for that. Yeah, I think I'm funny. I'm wrong. But yeah, no, that's why I've like I've looked at it in the past, and I've seen the Sega, the Mega Drive / Genesis Mini,
Yeah.
and it's been like, oh well, that design is weird and nothing like the one I had.
Mm.
But yeah, that must have been. But that's just based on a really brief Google image search.
Mm.
It's so weird. So weird that that's a thing. The different colours. But yeah, it must be like a marketing thing. Like, studies show that, you know, people in Europe don't have as much of a problem with the colour purple. I don't know.
Well, like, America's like the whole Kirby thing, where they're like, no, Kirby cannot be happy. Kirby must be, like, frowning. I'm like, okay. On all the,
You're supposed to be dressed like a sausage. What? What costume? Sausage. You are not dressed like a sausage.
wow, is she just...
What
I mean,
okay,
it's
fine. Dress like Yoda. Oh, sure. You could dress like Yoda, but you can't dress up like a sausage.
Maybe it's because it's May the 4th. Get it? Get it?
I understand and I hate you. Yeah. Maybe. No, first you have to go streaking. You're not allowed to wear a costume. Wait. Yeah. You're asleep. You're asleep. Ah, you're almost awake. You're awake. Great. Go streaking before it gets any colder.
But yeah, my tiny brain never realized that there were differences in consoles between, like, regions.
I wasn't aware of the what's it called? Refresh rate, frame rate?
Yeah, the
that whole
refresh
thing?
rate. Yeah, same. I was
So-
like, wait.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean? We play in slow mo.
Yeah. Like, it really confused me. I always thought that all the other console ports of Sonic games were like really slippery and fast. I was like, well, this is like a really crappy port. It's too slippery. But no, apparently that's just how everyone else in the world played it.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts that.
I didn't like it. Sucks. I hate it. But yeah. By the way, it's Sausage Fest. That's why I'm telling everyone to go streaking. By the way, in case you weren't aware, Sausage Fest is Streaking Fest. We have to wear costumes, clean, and go streaking. And Yuzu apparently loves this tradition.
Okay.
She loves to streak.
Well,
Whereas her brother just loves to wear costumes.
I mean, come
And at the moment, because he's a child, he doesn't streak. So
good.
that's a good thing.
I'm glad that that's the thing that this game recognizes.
Yeah, quite.
Otherwise, I'd have to cancel this costume. I mean, this party at once.
No, quite. I'm pretty sure that all these plants have died while I've not been playing the game, which is annoying. This happened to me last time as well. Like, Grape Gummy's plants all just died,
Yeah.
which I swear isn't normal. They're not supposed to just drop dead when you're not playing the game. And these ones are all dormant. I don't think they're dead. Pretty sure she had plants in there too, though. And they don't look like there are any plants in there. Oop. I can't see in these windows. But I feel like a creeper just trying. Oh well. That's a problem for future me. Great. You streaked. Where are you? Oh, I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you. But yeah. Video game consoles, it's weird.
And these days, it's just the same,
Yeah.
basically, isn't it?
Well, I mean, these days everything is so shared
Yeah.
on the internet that it still surprises me when different countries have different film release dates, for example.
Yeah, the UK always gets them so late. It's so weird. Like, I don't get it. Like, it's not like it has to be, like, dubbed or anything.
Yeah.
That's what really gets me. I'm like, but why? Why is this a thing?
It confuses me
Like,
a lot.
I actually don't know why that is.
No, I mean, I'm assuming it's like rights and various things.
Yeah.
But, you know, given that everything is already on the internet, I would have thought that if you're not releasing everything at the same time across the world...
Yeah, they actually would cut in your sale.
Well, yeah, because people are just going to be like, well, I'm just going to get this through some slightly less legal means.
Yeah, it's true, that.
But, I mean, I guess people are going to pirate no matter what. But they're more likely to pirate if they really want to see something.
Yeah.
And they can't get it for like another 3 months.
God, what was it? It was like Frozen that took forever to get releases. Like, dude, it's Frozen. People want this desperately.
Frozen
2. Yeah.
That was the thing that I was thinking of, but I wasn't going to mention it because I think I've already on stream mentioned before that I wanted to see Frozen 2.
Dude, you're not the only one.
Oh.
Many people out there.
I know, but it always feels a little dirty. Like, I don't even really like Frozen that much, but I really wanted to see Frozen 2. Who am I kidding? No, I don't like Frozen. I don't like Frozen.
You like the art direction.
I do like the art direction.
Where it's good.
And to be fair, Frozen 2 has a lot of silver birch trees in it. And a lot of autumn colours. And silver birch trees are my favourite kind of tree.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm a sucker for a silver birch. Yeah. Why was I talking about that again? Oh yeah, release dates.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, it probably is like a rating board thing or a movie rights type, like, you know, striking a deal kind of thing. Or something. But you know, at the time, it like really surprised me because, yeah, Frozen 2 came out. I swear it was something ridiculous, like 3 months later in England than it did in America, and even I think the rest of Europe.
Yeah.
Well, like Europe was maybe like a month after America, and then England was extra 2 months.
It's quite special. I remember
And yeah, like because I decided I didn't want to see it in the cinema because that was really expensive. Because my mum was like, "Oh, should we just go and like see it, the three of us?" And I was like, "No, that's kind of daft because the local cinema that's showing it's like one of the really expensive, pretentious ones where it's like £15 for a small bowl of popcorn that's like artisanally seasoned with sea salt and Himalayan pink sugar. I don't know, and you know all the seats are like sofas and." You know, it's an artisanal cinema for artisanal people. There's nothing for me there. By artisanal, I mean arseholes. I've seen a film there once as well, and I hated it. Like, it was a good film. It was the Imitation Game with Benedict Cumberbatch, not the one with Redmayne. Is it Eddie Redmayne? Is he the?
Yeah, I think so.
Because they made like 2 Imitation Game films in quick succession, and it really confused me because I was like, but the Cumberbatch one is fine. It's a good film. Why did you need to make another one with a different actor in it? Like, why? Why would you do that? Anyway, whatever. And I hated that cinema then. And that's how I know the popcorn's terrible.
Again, fair.
It was just really bad. It was like I could make this popcorn at home with our cheap air popper and then like sprinkle salt and sugar on it.
Your rage right now, your unbridled rage.
Well, I just think if you're going to charge me a crap ton for popcorn, it had better be the kind of popcorn that you get in cinemas made by like one of those big poppy machines where they like crust the sugar on in like a melty syrupy form. You know? It's important.
Yeah.
Important. Anyway, so I didn't want to go see Frozen 2 in the cinema because I thought that was too extreme. As extreme as going to the cinema can be, I guess. But then it got to the point where I wanted to see it and realised it wasn't out for like another 5 months.
Yep.
And that was kind of... Because I had decided to be sensible and not go see it in the cinema, I ended up feeling like I was weirdly obsessing over it. If that makes sense? Like I wasn't, but I felt like I was. Anyway, yeah. I'm going to stop talking about Frozen 2 now. Yes, that was the example that I was thinking of. I couldn't think of a different example, but I know that there are other examples.
Side note, I didn't know that Sega is the reason why so many divisions are in Germany.
What? Is that... Am I reading that sentence differently?
Sorry.
It's entirely
no,
Sega,
other than Sega, no, sorry.
Sega.
Is it Sega or Sega?
Well, according to the introduction screen, it's
Sega.
Sega.
You're right.
But, you know.
No, sorry, like, I keep forgetting, like, that. Yeah, no.
But yeah, no, that's... Yeah.
No, I read it differently.
Also, that sentence has been off the chat log for, like...
Yeah.
half an hour now. So... nobody actually watching the VoD will have a clue of the phrasing anymore. Wouldn't that be funny, though, if it was, like, entirely Sega's fault that game companies were in Germany?
Yeah.
Like, through some weird roundabout way.
Yeah.
No, you don't get to play video games. Get out of there. Get out of there and go streaking, woman.
That's a sentence you don't hear every day.
No, right?
I guess it depends on where you work.
Well, first we're gonna make it so you never need to pee again.
Priorities.
Priorities, indeed. It's important. Go streaking. Go. Then you can wear a costume. It'll be great. It'll be grand. Get into 5 fights. Oh.
I thought we got. Oh wait, that's.
That was Pyu's.
Well, here we go again.
It's exhausting having to do these though. I hate it.
It should be easy enough. You just...
Well, you'd think. Oh my god. Sorry, this boy is. Why does it say you're taking a sick day? Just because I forgot that. I forgot to send him to a scout meeting.
Oh. Wow.
No, don't skip. Just go to the frickin'. I'm so oh my god, this boy! Look, just go. Go to. No, he's. Okay, so I sent him off to the scout meeting.
Mm-hmm.
It told me that he shouldn't leave the scout meeting. Well, you saw the screen. It popped up. I told him not to leave the scout meeting. It says he's taking a sick day. You see my problem with this family, though. He's taking a sick... But he's... I mean... You know what, son? Just go upstairs, check your scouting board. Collect badge? Have you got... Nope. How you doing, son?
Are you scouting? That's what I ask every single time the dog is trying to get things
I was
off
gonna
the
say,
floor.
for a second there, I thought you were talking to the dog. Scientific activities. I'm gonna assume that experimenting on the experimenty table does count as a scientific activity.
I feel it ought to.
Yeah, I liked it, but it's also still showing that he's late for an activity. Okay, go to an activity then. Go on. Go to activity. Go. I will be really cross if you start going to the activity. No, taking sick day. He gets in the house and is like, look at this! Pomelo is currently volunteering. His supervisor may not think well of him skipping this. Are you sure he should? No.
Leave?
And then he's freaking...
It's like that time that what's-his-face didn't go to his job, right?
Enjoy dinner.
Oh, enjoy!
Thank you for dropping by.
Like we had that, like, what was it? Comedian
Yes,
guy.
the comedian guy was stuck at home. But yeah, this is really annoying. Oh well.
Do you want to reset him?
Nope. It's fine. It's not
Just
really. It's not really my problem if he
You towards Pomelo. This sounds like a you problem.
Yeah. It very much does. And then you can eat food. I keep forgetting this house has 3 floors and getting pretty confused when I go down one and I don't get to the kitchen.
Fair, I feel.
Yeah, where are you? Where are you and what are you doing? Why are you walking around in your swimming trunks?
So where have you been? You should be. You should consider yourself lucky that you haven't been turned to a ghost boyfriend yet.
Well, yeah. Also, see what's happening. He's going to look at something.
Dude, so that's kind of creepy. Like,
Oh, Yuzu is also over here. Why are you both over here? That's
it's
weird.
freezing cold, guys.
You've also changed out of your costumes. Go home. This family is so screwed. And like, not in a good way. You, sir, go to sleep. Oh wait, actually no, don't go to sleep. First you have to clean something. Because you haven't finished sausage first yet. Speaking of tomorrow, which we weren't, but I was just remembering that when you do the art streams, we can't have the sausage fest. Like, I'm sorry, the thingy banner up the top left.
Oh yeah.
The what's it called?
Yeah.
This thing.
Yeah, we'll have to voice over. Yeah.
Yeah. When the art stream is on, when we're doing the Sims and art streams, this gets covered up. So I was thinking about art streams. I was thinking about the fact that I asked you earlier on if you were going to be doing the art stream tomorrow, and you said not with your iPad.
No,
currently.
I basically need to upgrade my iPad before I can. Oh
yeah.
Okay, you need to.
Because that was one of the things that. In fact, pretty much the only actual thing that we were really counting on the Kickstarter for.
Yeah.
Because your iPad is cheap and old at this point, and I think it's been pretty obvious the last few times we tried to do an art stream and it just kept crashing.
I was like, nah.
Basically, yeah, that it means that we won't be doing an art stream for the foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm. Unless
Yeah.
there's like a miracle and I get those Kickstarter funds after, which I sincerely doubt.
Well, yes.
I sent them. I need to send them another email to chase them.
Another one.
Yeah. Kickstarter still hasn't. Basically, it's been like 2 weeks and I still haven't got a human to reply to me.
It's awful.
But they did send me an automated email yesterday saying that they tried to pay me out, but my bank has bounced back the funds. So clearly, I must have given them the wrong banking details. I'm like, you literally told me in another email you weren't paying me out.
Yeah, well, my theory though is that like the system that detects whether or not a payment has been bounced back, can't tell whether or not it's been bounced back because of the banking details being incorrect, or because there's like a block put on the funds for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So they
I agree.
automatically tried to pay it out at the time it would have been paid out. It got knocked back into your account.
Yeah.
Because, copyright dispute. And the system was like, oh no, it must be your banking details that were wrong.
Yeah.
Rather than...
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right.
Like, I don't see another reason for that message, anyway.
But again, like, a message like that, you would think that a human is looking into it as well.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's kind of interesting because Kickstarter clearly outsources everything that has to do with the payment. So, because that... Okay, so I got an email and they asked me, are you satisfied with this? And then there's like the yes, I am satisfied. And the no, I'm... And they wrote unsatisfied.
Oh, yes.
I know, rather than dissatisfied. Anyway, but if you click on it, you get a nice link that says you don't have like the authority to view this. So
presumably that's because of the you can't access like 90% of your account.
No.
Like you can't even access your DMs properly, despite the fact that they said you would have
all
access
to
your DMs.
Yeah.
So you could actually still keep people informed about the status of the project.
Yeah. It's a mess, and I wish to have words with a human about this, but there's no phone number I can call. No. Nothing. Otherwise, I would have called them.
Yeah.
Like I said on Twitter, like I hate making phone calls, but there is a moment in my brain where I get so peeved with something, I stop being scared of making the phone call, and I've reached that stage.
I mean, I'm weirdly admiring of you when you hit that stage. You kind of enter this weird, like...
Trance mode. Let's call it trance mode.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, with the glowing and the feathers and everything.
Yeah.
Limit break. Phone call. Sid, what do you want? You want cuddles? Not for me.
No, he wants cuddles, but he wants it in that way that I can't work at the same time.
Oh.
Come here.
Inconvenient cuddles.
Yeah. This dog is great, but the way he likes to be, like he kind of wants to perch on your arms, so you can't do anything else. Sit. If you tuck your chin in like that, please don't scream. Thank you. He has a very sensitive tail, so if you pick him up while he tucks his tail in, there's a chance he goes like, oh! Because he thinks his tail is...
under attack.
Yeah.
Threat. Yeah.
childhood trauma.
Well, yeah, he fell on his arse
Yeah,
as a baby.
His own fault, but
He jumped out of my arms and landed on his butt. I mean, jumped. He wiggled. He
squirmed.
He squirmed. And there's only so much you can hold a very small, squirmy puppy. Like, I didn't want to grip him any harder than I was holding him at the time, because I didn't want to hurt him, with the converse effect that, you know, he fell. I was already trying to get him closer to the ground so that when he fell, he wouldn't, so, you know, it wasn't, but anyway, he cracked his tail. So now, like, every time his tail, he just assumes, yeah. I say cracked. He knocked his tail on the ground. I mean, there's no other thing I can say. Why is everybody's sleep schedule screwed up? What's that all about? What do you mean you've just gone to sleep and skipped meals? Why do you do this? I send you to the toilet. You don't go to the toilet. I send you to eat. You don't eat. Ugh.
I'm gonna blame the fact that he was neglected as a toddler.
Yeah.
So clearly he's grown up into that Tamagotchi that refuses to listen.
Yeah. Gotta be it.
Oh. I kind of missed the days of Tamagotchi. They were like this magical thing to me.
Yeah, same, honestly.
The thing is, like, digital pets, I just really... It was kind of like a video game, but not in my brain. But I didn't understand... Okay, so... I had some off-brand ones anyway. I collected the little shits because I thought they were fun.
They were.
But, like... I also had a dog, and like the more I think about it, the weirder it is. You just get like this puppy, and it can grow up into all these different dog breeds. And it's like, okay, like it could grow up into a husky, it could grow up into like a sausage dog.
God,
Like,
that is weird. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I love these off-brand ones were like that. But what was the thing like? But little me did not understand, because of course all the manuals were in English, so I could understand bits, but I couldn't understand everything. Like they would say that you had to discipline them. But little me did not understand that the discipline bar, it was not an indicator. Like the food, for example, with feeding, you were trying to fill up the entire bar, but with discipline, you didn't have like. So it's like this routine of scolding like your pet. Oh, like wow. How did I even get to the best pets possibilities on my Tamagotchi sometimes? I'm like, dude.
That is unfortunate.
This concept of just yelling at this poor creature for no reason.
Yelling at a dog until it turns into a sausage dog is a weird
Well, actually,
kind of mood.
I think the sausage dog was one of the bad dogs.
Well, okay, yeah, no, I mean,
I
can imagine that. If I was in the program, like, a pet game, and I had to pick, like, a naughty breed, I think I probably would pick the sausage dog as one of them. They have just kind of an attitude, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure they're lovely dogs. I've never had a sausage dog. I've never really known a sausage dog. But, I mean, just as personality-wise. Like, I mean, stereotypical personality-wise, sausage dogs always struck me as kind of little shit.
No?
What are you looking at me for?
No. I was just... I'm so confused.
They always struck me as kind of little shit.
Oh! That! I thought you said shush. That's why I looked over at you. I misheard you.
Okay.
I didn't... I was like... Yeah,
See, there's a reason we didn't stream last week.
I'm sorry.
It's because she was like this, but like
worse.
so much worse. Okay. And
Sorry.
I very much have a show must go on kind of attitude to generally things, but
yeah.
yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I was just gonna say they can be. Like I had a family member who had one, and he was a real dick. Like yeah, and he was considered to be a nice one.
I was gonna say that the thing is, like, I know with basically all dogs.
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously some breeds have different kinds of default temperaments.
Yeah.
But you know, there are no bad dogs. Isn't that what we say?
Yeah.
But yeah, some of them have kind of like. Yeah, the default is, hey, I'm a shithead.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of.
Yeah.
There are some dogs that just typically are.
Well, they are like terrier, like.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They're more mischievous. There we go.
Yeah.
Than other dogs who just want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't necessarily make them inherently wrong. I'm just saying that if I was going to pick a shitty. Like, just a breed that was one of the uwu naughty teehee dogs.
Yeah, they're
That
little.
would
they're
be,
little,
yeah.
Yeah, they're little devils in a
They
nice
got
way.
an attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really it. They have quite an attitude. Like, yeah. It doesn't have to be a bad thing.
No, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to be all like, oh my god, they're just such awful dogs. I don't know them personally.
Yeah.
But if I'm going, yeah, anyway.
Yeah. God.
But yeah, sorry, you had a different breed thing, and they turned into different types of dog.
Yeah, that was just really weird, and I never gave it much thought when I was like small. But now I'm like,
It's peculiar.
and just like the punishing of the Tamagotchi. The thing is, like, I
Just fill up that punishment bar. Ooh.
I know why I'm still surprised that Tamagotchi are not more of a thing. Like, briefly, you had some on mobile, but it's kind of died out. Like, you had like the what was it called, the thing we both played on the iPhone, the
You're
Japanese
talking about the
one.
cat one.
No, not the was it the not the cat one. It was the one with the weird.
The monstery one.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
They
What
got
was that?
discontinued because.
I actually, my iPhone stopped being able to play
Yeah,
it
I
long
know.
before it got discontinued. Oh my god. That was years ago. Like,
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, because Neko Atsume is like the cat collector one.
Yeah, that's still
Oh,
going, isn't
Kawaii
it?
Pet Megu.
Yes, Kawaii Pet Megu. God, that was cute. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was ages ago.
Mm.
That was only a couple years after we went to the Tamagotchi store in Japan.
Yes.
And, like, Tamagotchi colour and stuff were, like, a thing.
Yeah. Well, this it says Kawaii Pet Megu 2020. No.
No?
No.
Oh.
Got me hope up.
I was going to say, I think I've been coming across a lot of Google search results lately that have been, like, X thing 2020. So I think a lot of people are just looking to see if
Yeah,
there's
I think
anything
so.
in 2020, and that becomes, like, a default search result. I've got my hopes up
Yeah.
recently a lot of times too.
Yeah.
Okay, this child just seems to be taking a perpetual sick day. Why are you... Why are you...
It's worrying behavior.
Yeah, No, resetting you doesn't seem to work. Make you into a plant sim. Take you to school. I don't know. I don't know why this child is broken. Why are you taking a sick day? Do I need to Google you, child? Probably.
So, can I help?
No, it's okay. Well, it's easier for me just to Google it.
Fair.
This is from 2015.
Like how just a large part of like playing The Sims is like figuring out how to fix this weird bug that keeps appearing.
Right?
It's like, hold on while I Google this. It's the true Sims experience here.
Yeah, like why are you taking sick days though? You're not sick. I got nothing. It just says that you can go to school. It just says that when they're sick, they can take the day off.
Right, and
he's not sick, so yeah.
Well,
mischief interactions. You can just go visit somebody else's. In fact, while you're here, go visit the gummies. I don't care if nobody's home. Just go alone. And then you can tend those plants while you're there. What do you mean nobody's home? Toddler. Why isn't the toddler home? Where did the toddler go?
Well, Sid, please go.
Cool. Those plants are actually in pots, at least.
Aha! It used to look kind of like that garden. It does really look like that. I like this garden, I was trying to say, but I was also going to say it does kind of remind me of the garden people in this area would have.
Yeah.
The only thing missing is the sad topiary.
I mean, you say it reminds me, the gardens that these people locally have don't have. Look, see, this freaking tree's died.
That's so weird.
Why is the tree dead? Why? This tree here just keeps dying as well. I wonder if it's because it's under the silver birch tree or something. There was an apple tree here before and it died.
Oh yeah. I remember you being very upset about that.
I was upset about that. When you're done weeding, you can knock on the door, can't you? I mean, I don't think it reminds me that much of the gardens around here because it's got vegetables growing in the garden.
You know who am I kidding?
People around here don't grow vegetables; they grow flowers. Well, I mean, they have their gardener grow flowers for them. Is the dog? Oh, he's over there. I see. I just heard digging, and I wondered if he was digging in the carpet.
Yeah.
And rolling. Do you have an itchy ear ball? Yeah?
If you fixed it. If you fixed the itch.
I'm not going to try scratching his itches on the mic, because you know he'll just end up screaming.
He's very sensitive ears.
He has really sensitive ears. He's a sensitive boy, generally.
Even when he doesn't hurt, he will scream.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It's, yeah. So you'll be gently rubbing his ear, and he'll press really hard on your finger, and then he'll start screeching.
Yeah.
But then, to be fair, this is the dog who scratches his own ear and starts, like, screaming. Well, not screaming, but, you know.
Yeah.
He'll, like, make complaining slightly, like, basically, he has this whole stop hitting yourself kind of vibe. So he'll be like, ow, my ear itches. And then he'll be like, ow, itching my ear really hurts. Ow, ow. But he'll keep doing it.
Yeah.
So he's scratching himself in the ear and going like, ow, 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 the whole time. He's a dumbass. You're a dumbass.
Well, a supposedly smart dog.
Yeah, you are. You're a really, really smart dog. stupid. Yeah. There. Look, I made your bed for you. You like it? Do you want to come here? Do you want me to cuddle you? No. He doesn't want to go in his basket unless I threaten to cuddle him. Why does the dog hate me?
He doesn't hate you. He just loves you in a very special manner.
That doesn't sound right. Mischief. Claimed to be criminal mastermind. Mischief. Choices. Pickpocket. Seems like a mean thing to do.
No, that's, I mean...
But she is a criminal.
I was gonna say, like, so far she's been
particularly nice, in fact,
Yeah.
yes. Wait, did she just pickpocket her and she laughs? Oh good, she's got the home wrecker. It means she smashed somebody's dollhouse.
Yeah.
How much did you just pickpocket, you monster? I didn't look. Mischief interactions, I hate them so.
Yeah, I don't know, like... I feel like the tone of them is also a little bit, like...
Yeah, well also, like, Mischief is not asked due date still.
No. That's
Like,
just... be
that's not
be
Mischief.
dick.
That's genuinely just nasty.
Like, I feel like Mischief, like, the Mischief should really be, like... I don't know.
I mean, cause given
Change somebody, like... Put, like, salt instead of sugar in,
Yeah.
like, coffee. That's the kind of
Yeah.
thing I would expect.
Exactly.
Actually, why isn't that an option? That would be
It would
hilarious.
be really funny. That would probably involve making a custom animation or some shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, agreed. It's given that there are also mean interactions, you
Yeah.
know, it's not like Mischief is the worst option there is.
Yeah.
But asking someone's due date is not mischievous.
No.
It's cruel, downright nasty. Just,
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Mm-mm. It's like, hi, socially tone deaf Sims. Well, that's all you're gonna get. 75% done interactions. Now eat some salad. What else? I guess you can go ahead and also troll the forums. Because also leveling the mischief skill is a nightmare. Because unless you just alienate everyone you know by just constantly, you know, impersonating mermaids. Did you not ever go to school, you... Like, what is this? What? Child.
Like, I feel like he at this point is just like locking himself up in his room, not leaving. Not to eat, not to go anywhere.
At this point, yes.
Are you depressed, boy?
Hmm.
Make a friend. Yeah, I bet you'd like that.
Yeah. He's not sick as far as I know.
Okay, this is a really random side comment. Like, okay, so there's that patch in the top right where that person is currently standing.
Yeah.
Now, in some lights, when people walk across it, they keep thinking there's a dust cloud.
Oh
that
yeah,
gets kicked up because of the movement and stuff.
I totally get what you mean. Oh good, he got promoted.
Good. Maybe he can help.
Yeah, sure. He received a bonus of 187 simoleons.
Wow,
It's not
don't spend it
exactly-
all at once. Bloody hell.
Daughter just got a promotion that gave her more of a bonus.
Oh, dude, that's pretty.
Wow, she actually is in a lower tier of her career. She's like only on culinary 3. He's on culinary 4. I mean, sorry, business 4. And he
Uh-huh.
got more. I mean, he got less.
Yeah.
Whew, he gets less, I mean, more per hour, but he just got a smaller bonus, and that's weird to me.
Actually, yeah.
Like, he got a bonus of 187 simoleons.
Well, okay.
She got a bonus of 368.
Okay, now so hear me out. What if his bonus is performance based? Because I'm pretty sure he's a lousy worker.
Probably.
I'm gonna say his bonus is performance based, and sure he did the minimum work required, but nothing really beyond that.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's
Yeah.
also weird. Like, he'll now make an additional 13 simoleons per hour for a grand total of 38 simoleons per hour.
Mm-hmm.
Assistant manager, wage, 35 simoleons per hour.
Yeah.
So what is it, 38 or 35?
That's a good point. I haven't really...
Like, I don't normally read these, but, well, like, I mean, I guess maybe he's got more... Oh, I don't bloody know. Maybe it's bugged. I don't, you know what? I don't care. I don't bloody care.
Just make sure you can pay the bills. Besides that, we do not
Yeah.
care.
Quite. I give it not an shit. Well, I mean, I don't care enough to spend the next however long talking about it. That's for sure.
Clearly, need to pull out, like, you know, the Excel sheets and we need to do calculations to determine.
Well, I know
like...
how much you like Excel sheets.
Oh my god, no, I don't.
You love Excel sheets.
I've cursed us all by creating a nice Excel sheet for my Kickstarter.
Oh god, yes.
To figure out how much money I would have.
When hopefully pre.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say afterwards to work out how much money you could have had. No,
Oh.
that would have been awful, like, and stupid and weird, actually.
I mean, of course, I do now know how much money I could have had.
Yeah, I know. I know that.
But yeah.
It's best we just not think about it.
No. That's also a reason why I'm so tired, because I just want Kickstarter to reply so I can get this over and done with and just, like, put a...
Yeah.
What was it? Put a line under it?
Draw a
line under it. I don't know what the English one is.
Well, now I'm doubting myself. I'm pretty sure it's like just draw a line under it.
Yeah, draw a line under it.
Yeah, cool. I hate that. I'm just like, yeah, it's...
I did the same though, like, when you ask me, like, what's this word in Dutch, and my brain just goes, dial-up noise. No idea! This is my native language. Right now I do not speak it.
Yeah, I know that full well.
Thanks for contacting me.
Pterodactyl noises.
Pretty much. Pterodactyl screeches, oh.
But that's my default anyway.
Mm.
Somebody asks me a question I can't answer, I'm like, pterodactyl noises. Mm-hmm.
God, yeah, you've had that one since, like, the
Yeah, I've been using that one since before I knew you.
Teehee So Random XD days.
Yeah, teehee are so random. Pterodactyl noises are weird, but it's, you know, it's apt. If somebody says something to you,
Yeah,
you're like, pterodactyl noises. They're
I
like,
think it's still great.
yep.
I really like that one.
It's a fun one. Besides, I also like it. It's like, you know, you can use it in all sorts of situations
Yeah.
as well. And it's like, I mean, okay, so maybe it's a little bit teehee. I'm so millennial random. But at the same time, also, it's quite... you get your point across without being a douche.
Yeah.
Like, I can't answer that question
No, it's very much that.
for some reason. You know, nobody's going to be like, well, does the pterodactyl know the answer or not?
Mm.
Well, I mean, maybe they are, but... Sorry, I don't speak pterodactyl. Could the pterodactyl maybe type in English? But yes, I've had that for a long time. But yeah, no, I met you in the peak of my teehee. I'm so random.
God, we were basically using trendy language at the time. People,
For sure.
it's just like the kids these days worry about being cringe. And it's like, have you ever looked at millennials in their teenage years? Like, dude, you would think us like worse cringe than you could ever be.
What? No, I'm sorry. No. By today's standards, possibly, but at the same time, I've seen some of the things that kids these days think isn't cringe. And my dude, it's cringe.
Fine. But my millennial self also says be as cringe as you want to be.
Yeah, quite. Like, as long as you're not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
Cringe is fine. It's cool.
I wonder if these days, like, I'm already, like, unable to keep up with all the memes and, like, internet speak. I do feel like millennials, like, overall, we really try to stay up to date. Still.
Yeah, I guess we do try to stay up to date, but that's... I'm gonna tentatively say that it depends what kind of millennial you are. Because I have a lot of people who, for example, I went to uni with.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is, like, remember that when I was at uni, I was pretty much one of the only people who actually had ever used a computer before to do artwork.
Oh, yeah.
Rather than just like, oh yeah, I use the computer, or like I use my husband's computer to check my emails sometimes, or oh yeah, my son sometimes like shows me funny things on his, I don't know, not that I went to uni with like a whole load of people with husbands and sons, but I'm just remembering like some of them all.
Yeah.
And then there were other people who were like, oh yeah, my boyfriend has a computer, or like,
Yeah, like, they often, like, it wasn't that common to have your own computer.
like I got a computer before my boyf got a computer.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts, man.
I mean, he was the one who helped me choose mine
Yeah.
at the time, because he was like, yeah, I know everything about computers. He didn't actually talk like that, but for the sake of the past, let's say he did. Yeah, like, I know about computers, so I'm gonna choose it.
Yeah.
He was the one who insisted I needed a monitor the size of, like, myself. This is before flat screens were a thing.
Oh, you
the
had to
monitor.
carry it.
Oh my god, I had to carry it up 2 flights of stairs. And down again. Every term. Because, as a boarding school resident, what are you pointing
We just
at?
got up in the house.
Lemon did,
Oh,
why?
sorry, and how is this wonder? Sorry, it just...
But yeah, it was like boarding school resident. We
Yeah.
had to pack up our rooms every term.
Yeah.
Every term, we had to pack them up and put everything in storage, like in a locked storage, basically, over the holiday. So I had to carry this heavy ass monitor down 2 flights of bloody stairs.
Oh, those things were nightmarish.
6 times a year.
I'm sorry for laughing.
Yeah. Six. Well, I mean, they're not down, up and down. Carry whichever direction. Anyway, yeah. Before and after holidays.
Didn't the adults, like...
No! You
Hell.
had to carry your own stuff. Adults. Dude, I was doing my A-levels. I was adult enough to carry a damn screen.
I mean,
but anyway,
fine, but, yeah,
I
fine.
would have, I appreciated the large screen every other day of the year, other than those days that I had to carry it down and up. But it was an actual wonder that thing didn't get broken, because it still worked well into my uni days.
Yeah.
I'm not even 100% sure it doesn't still work now. Like,
It probably does. Those things just...
Yeah.
last.
Yeah.
It's just like...
But now these days I'm like I don't carry my flat screen around that often. But if I'm ever carrying like a flat screen monitor or a flat screen TV and I'm like, wow, this is really unwieldy, I'm like, no. Remember.
Oh, also remember the fucking noise those things made and the horrible refresh rate.
Oh. Still wasn't as bad as some of the flat screen monitors, the cheaper ones that I had to deal with when I was working. I was helping my dad out at one point with his graphic design job, doing some photo editing.
Yeah.
And like I did it a couple of years in a row, and I was very happy to use my own laptop, which, you know, I had like Photoshop on and everything at the time. I had all the software I needed, and it was fine. But then the boss one year decided that he wasn't comfortable with me using my laptop on his time, because God knows what I'm doing. I'm like, well, I'm working. Like, you can literally see what I'm doing. I'm working. I think it's because one time he caught me doing my own artwork, but it was after I was done.
God.
Basically, it was after everyone had gone home. We weren't billing him anymore. I was just sitting there waiting for my dad to finish up, like, so I could get a lift back home.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I walked into the office in the morning because he came from his house and I came from mine. But then on the way back, he would, like, drop me. It's fair. But, so yeah, I was waiting for him to finish up, and I ended up working on my own artwork. And the boss, I think, like, came over to tell him something.
Yeah.
And saw me working on my own project. And I think he decided that meant that I was clearly working on my own stuff during office hours as well.
Yeah.
As, like, it was like 7 o'clock at night at this point, mind.
Yeah.
And I had been done with everything anyway, whatever. But so, like, then it was like, oh no, you have to use one of the workstation PCs. Okay. But the refresh rate on that thing was so bad, it gave me floaters in my eyes.
Yeah.
That I literally still have to this day. And that wasn't something that I had a problem with before then.
It's
But, like,
depressing, really.
that couple of, like, months that I spent working there. Also headaches. Oh, every day a headache on that monitor. And I just, yeah. But, I mean, to be fair, it's also, those things, they're probably okay if you're just looking at spreadsheets for sort of 5-6 hours a day.
Yeah.
But we were also working late. Like, we'd often go home, like, 8 o'clock. So it was, like, extra hours. Anyway, whatever, it doesn't matter. But the refresh rate on that one was worse than my CRT, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, my CRT monitor. And that was a flat screen. But just a really crappy one. But the noise that the CRT made.
Oh, just give me headaches.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
The heat, the noise.
I don't weirdly remember.
The smell of cat hair in it.
Yeah, well, I didn't have that. I didn't have a cat at school. But anyway, no, I was talking about millennials and computers. Given that I was one of the only people, like, in my... I was certainly the only person in my year, practically, at school, who had their own computer.
Yeah.
To the point where I would write essays and stuff on the PC. And then I would have to write them out by hand. Because the computer didn't take printouts. I mean, the school didn't accept printed work.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I had to literally write it by hand. Unless it was like my IT A level. But yeah, no, I would do all my drafting and stuff on the PC, and then I just write it out longhand. Yeah.
God,
But I mean, the IT lab at school was pretty much only used by people who were actually studying IT. And then there was like there were, I think, 5 computers in the art department. And that was because the head of the art department was really, really into, what's that program? It was like... CorelDRAW.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was into CorelDRAW, and like, I remember him also being really, really thrilled that he discovered like the clone tool in Photoshop, and like, look, this map here, this map. Yes, one of these trees had been felled when this photo was taken. Yes, but see, I made it look better because I cloned these trees here, and you could never tell that there was like a hole in here. And it's true, you couldn't tell that there'd been a hole in there from this aerial photography. Anyway, it was kind of insane how new this stuff was.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were like 5 computers there, and I did a lot of my research and my work on there, and that was where I discovered the lens flare tool on Photoshop. I believe I mentioned that once before.
How we all have had that moment.
Yeah. A thing of beauty.
Yeah, I really like the grass brush. I did realise that you had to like vary it, at least in my defence.
Grass brush. I never got on with the grass brush.
You know.
No, I could never get it to look right. I mean, I can't. It doesn't. No, the grass brush just. I think I maybe used it a couple of times in silhouette. Probably against my lens flare. You know, when you're doing silhouette landscapes, and you just have like the grass brush on top. But if I ever tried to use it as with an actual colour, it just ended up always looking weird to me. But that's mostly just that it doesn't gel with my style.
Yeah.
Of Ugh. But yes, millennials. I think they're either super trying to keep up with the computer people, or they don't care and barely even know how to use a computer.
Yeah.
There's a kind of a weird dichotomy, I guess, between...
Yeah.
You know, yes, I'm like super up on the lingo, but then again, I'm on the older side of the millennial bandwidth.
Bandwidth. Yeah, I like that. The millennial bandwidth.
But yeah, that's me. I'm because 1984. That was. What is it? Is it from 1982? I think. Something like that.
Yeah.
I read something once that said that millennials were born from like 1985, and I was like, "Excuse me, I'm not on Gen X."
Yeah.
How? What? But it was this really weird article that was kind of talking about how to target your business. Oh no, sorry, how to target your hiring model to millennials.
What?
Yeah, I was like, we're not fish. This isn't that little magnetic fishing game.
Don't be a capitalist pig, and we might actually want your stuff. We have no money anyway.
No, quite.
Why are you
But no, like, millennials are like really hard to employ apparently because we insist on having rights and shit. But yeah, apparently millennials don't exist.
Well, we always are breaking everything, so
yeah, that's the one. Anyway, yeah, it's stupid. But yes, I agree. Millennials, I do feel like they/we. Imagine having rights, right? Imagine that. I don't know her. Oops. But yeah, no. Yeah, either we're really trying to keep up with the memes.
Yeah.
Or we don't care because we don't use a computer.
I just remember like my colleagues who, some of which are also millennials, and they're all like, I don't know how to use a computer. Some of them were not even millennials. And they still didn't know how to use a computer. It's like, how the fuck are you a Zoomer if you don't know how to use a computer?
Some people just... I mean, there was one girl in my uni course who, like, our tutor would, liked to email us assignments. Because he was like, well, this is a new technology, haha. But, it was like employers are going to expect to... if you're working as a freelance illustrator, for example, for, like, a newspaper editorial type illustration situation. So many of our assignments focused on the assumption that we would get careers as newspaper editorial illustrators. It was very strange. Like, we had pretty much like 3/4 of an entire year dedicated to being emailed an assignment and having to bring in the illustration the next morning, basically.
Yes.
And then being given like a draft to do, and then having finished the full illustration by the evening. Which, given that frequently he wouldn't email us until like 7 o'clock at night with the brief,
Fuck.
would be painful. But yeah, like I just remember one of my classmates basically her email was always like, her inbox was always full. She had one of those weird,
God,
like,
yeah.
I don't know, like,
yeah, there were so many like websites sometimes would even offer it.
Yeah.
And you had like this tiny inbox.
Yeah, and her inbox was always full, but she didn't seem to know how to delete messages. So he'd be like, okay, please, delete, make sure that your inbox has space, because otherwise you can't get this assignment. And she'd be like, okay. And then he'd be like, well, the email bounced back because it said your inbox was full. And she'd be like, oh, really? Huh, that's so weird. And he's like, okay, you can have an extra day. And the thing is, if it wasn't for the fact that she was not the kind of person to do it on purpose, like, she was one of my closest friends at uni.
Yeah.
She was not the kind of person who did it so that she'd get an extra day.
Yeah.
She was literally just that completely tech illiterate.
Mm-hmm.
And she'd get this extra day to do her assignment. And every time, she'd just be like, oh, I don't understand. It never came in.
Holy crap.
And
Incredible.
to the point where I would have to call her on the phone and say, okay, here's the brief.
Incredible. But yeah,
Yeah.
millennials are in the awkward period where some of the too old, to not really grow up with computers. The other ones grew up with a Nokia.
No, I agree. Technically, I should be one of those too old to grow up with a computer people, but my mum had a computer for work.
Fondly, yeah.
And like one of her clients, I think I've mentioned before, one of her clients designed websites. And he basically kind of got her, she started out with an acorn. No, not an acorn, an apricot. My bad. I was just thinking, no, it was definitely an apricot, because every time I told people that, my mum had an apricot, everyone was like, do you mean an acorn? I was like, no, it was an apricot. That was back when everything was, DOS based. Then he got us a Performer Mac. Back when Apple Macs were Apple Macintoshes. And they had the rainbow logo.
Mm-hmm.
And, anyway, no, it was cool. But he got us. He got it for us at, cost.
Yeah.
Businessy. Styly. He never paid her either. So, I don't know how much benefit there was him getting us stuff, because he'd pick stuff up. My mum would pay him, and then he wouldn't pay her what he owed her for the work that she'd done for him, because she's his bookkeeping. Anyway, blah. But because of that, and the fact that, she had a computer for her accounting, and he was very much up with the technology at the time, obviously, because website design. It meant that I had a computer a lot earlier than a lot of my classmates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I just grew up without a computer. My
fair.
dad had one, but we couldn't afford one, so I didn't have my personal computer until I was 17.
Which is fair. But again, that's kind of when I had my personal computer.
Yeah.
My first one.
Before that, I did have a computer, but it was this Pentium 2 hand-me-down in the times that there were already Pentium 3s and just about... the Pentium 4 was just about to be released. And I was using a Pentium 2. Like, if you had more than one MSN screen open, the thing would just perish.
I wish I remembered more about my PC, actually. The thing is, like, my PC, when I got it, it must have been decent-ish. Although that said, I think at one point I did upgrade it. I definitely remember putting in a new graphics card once or twice. And I vaguely remember upgrading various other bits and pieces. And, like, it's kind of weird to me. What?
I was just laughing at Dio.
Oh. Well, you know, yes.
I just
Your
said to say,
personal computer. Yeah, well, I mean, it's easily done, though, isn't it? That? The personal... Well, let's just pretend that PC just stands for politically correct, and then you didn't pin number it. Oh yeah, was it? I saw somebody refer to a pin. Or we talked about it. Somebody having the habit of referring to a pin as a personal pin number.
Whoa, that's special and I hate it.
Which... even just recalling that makes me want to hurt someone. Right? A personal pin number. Why? Excuse me while
Opposed to the shared pin number.
Yeah, I just secretly write down my personal identification number.
Oh.
Blah. Disgusting. I mean, I'm all for language evolving and shit, but no. Bad. Wrong. Ugh. I will admit, though, ATM always gets me. And not because of tautologies. And not the ATM machine thing. But, because I'm so used to ATEs, or active time events, I have to think every time I need to, like, every time I encounter the phrase, the ATM, I'm like, it's like an automated teller machine, right? But my brain, active time machine. No. No.
Oh yeah, because of course Final Fantasy 9 had ATMs.
Yes, active time events.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, I show my brain, active time machine. I'm like, no, that's not. What about this thing makes you think it's a time machine? But it's not like I think it's a time machine. I'm not going like, yes, this time machine is active, good. I'm like, no. I just, I don't think about it that hard.
Ah.
So in a way I get pin number. Because, I just say I get it. I don't get it. I do get it, but I don't. I can understand if you haven't been introduced...
Quick, get in the ATM.
Quick, it's a lion. Get in the ATM. Yeah. Well, you wouldn't want to get in the inactive time machine, would you? That would just be stupid.
Just sitting there wondering why nothing is happening.
It's like, crap. No wonder we're not moving through time. This is the inactive one. You fool. Anyway, yeah, so that's how my brain works. But yeah. Yup. Also, I swear, it's not like millennials are trying to keep up with the kids.
No.
It's just that, like, we inhabit a space which is largely populated by people who are evolving a new generation's worth of culture.
Yeah.
And you can't help but pick up on that.
No, that's true.
Like, because you're kind of part of it.
Yeah, no, it's very true.
So, you straddle this weird line between, picking up on terms that are being used by a generation that's younger than you, and wanting to use terms, you know, that they're using, because that's the language of your place of residence, essentially. But also being viewed as the hello fellow kids meme, whilst also just, and it's like, I know that language isn't for me, but also I'm right here and it's evolved around me. And at what point do you stop what millennials doing that with Gen Z were like, picking up on the language and like the surrounding, I don't want to call it culture, but internet culture is culture. Yeah, Gen X and millennials. I suppose, yeah, Gen X were really like the denizens of the internet before millennials came along and populated it. But far fewer of them, I feel. You know, like these days, I mean, yeah, it's so who's complaining? Like, are Gen Xers complaining, or Boomers complaining, or Gen Z's complaining? Because depending on whom the complaint is, whom the complaint is coming from, sod off me. Depending on who the complaint is coming from, it's valid. Gen Z kind of going like, could you guys just stop trying to sound cool? Because, ew. The Boomers complain about everything, the end. Just, nah. I've learned not to listen to anything Boomers say anymore. At this point. Also, my mum telling me that the work situation isn't that dire, etc., etc.
Did she still say that?
Yes.
No, are you serious?
No, she still says that the work thing isn't that dire, and Boomers don't really say that. Okay, Boomer. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm in shock that she still thinks the work situation isn't this bad.
The work situation's not as bad, despite the fact that, I don't know.
At least my family of Boomers has actually realised it's pretty bad for us.
Except certain Boomers in your family who...
Yeah, who we don't talk about.
Who you don't acknowledge as being part of your family.
No, I actually don't!
Oop.
I forgot they exist.
I'm sorry for reminding you then, truly I am. Cool, yup.
I love my family except when I don't.
Yes.
I mean, these people it managed to make my mum's death about them.
Yes, she
so,
did,
like... I mean, already didn't like them, but,
Yeah. Was it when you were over there for your mum, or when you were over there slightly before the pandemic started, that they made some weird racist comments about, like, running over people of colour in the street?
Oh, that was when I just arrived.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, like, in the car, and, like...
It was really bizarre.
Like, no, like, literally, my uncle... He, we were at the airport, and my mum and my aunt were there, and they'd come to pick me up, and, like, my uncle was giving them a lift. Because neither of them can drive. Either way. And we were, like, at the car park, like, the underground... Well, underground, the what's it called? The car park? Is that just
the underground car park?
Yeah.
Right?
Anyway, yeah, that one.
You had most of it.
Sorry, and there was this guy who basically crossed the street, and my uncle made a joke. It's like, oh well, that's okay. He's one of. I mean, oh yeah, you know, he's one of those. That will be okay. And I was like, are you actually referring to his
He was more explicit than that in
Yeah.
the story that you said. Like,
Yeah,
oh, it's
I'm
okay,
not-
we can hit him. He's
Yeah. And
racial slur.
I kind of lost it.
Yeah.
And same for my mum was a bit clueless, like she didn't quite get what he was referring to, and my aunt was also not happy about it, and it ended up
But
again.
not the aunt who's married to.
No, she wasn't there, thankfully. But like, and he thought, oh, haha, well, you know, I'm joking. I don't actually mean it. I'm like, you racist dick.
I just the fact that they still the fact that people like that still think that that's an excuse, a valid excuse. Like, well, you know, I'm joking. Like,
No, you weren't joking either.
it's still one of the most apt responses I've ever like read about / learned about. It's just
Yes.
saying, oh, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't understand the joke. Could you explain it to me? Because then you force them to actually explain what
Yeah, what's so funny
vile
about
they are. Basically, yeah. It's same. I mean, anything racist, sexist, anything like that. Like, oh, I'm so sorry, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, and if you try and do it with as much sincerity as possible, so you're not kind of going like, no, I don't get it. What's so funny? But like, you're really going, oh, I'm so sorry, I don't understand the joke.
Mhm.
Please, can you explain it to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that gets them.
Yeah.
Because then they have to tell you.
But yeah, this is also the guy who's still throwing a hissy fit about the fact that Svarte Pete got changed.
Yeah.
So I found out later. I was like, oh, I don't understand. I'm like, mate, you're a white man, and he was very much like, you can't say anything these days.
Yeah.
That fucking camp.
Yeah.
Ugh, disgusting.
Well, my own dad's in the you can't say anything these days camp after a woman at work accused him of sexual harassment.
She was dang right too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've seen the way he behaves with people. Quite frankly, I've seen the way he behaves with me, and I'm his own bloody daughter. But yeah, no, he's wicked and inappropriate. And, you know, like, oh, I thought we were just, like, having friendly banter, and I didn't think she'd take it the wrong way. And, yeah. Instead of being like, oops, clearly I was wrong and I'm really sorry, he was like, well, you can't see anything these days. All this feminism. And he tried to complain about it to me.
That was really what got me.
I'm like, mate. Mate. You might have realised that I'm a woman. Probably not.
But yeah. No, just that family, Jesus Christ. They're also, by the way, I'm gonna actually full on call them out because white family, it's okay, I'm can call out my fellow white people. They added cream
Oh God!
tomato soup. Was it cream?
What?
Or was it just
Are you
tomato
talking
soup?
about the fondue?
Yeah.
Fondue. Oh, they added cream to the fondue.
Yes. They
And,
added
like-
cream to the fondue
Yeah.
because
To thin it out.
to thin it
To
out.
make it less rich.
Cheese fondue, I want to point out.
Cheese fondue. They added cream to the cheese fondue. No, I don't. There was something else heinous with the tomato
Was it
soup.
Yeah, she also added tomato stock to it.
Tomato stock.
I mean, tomato to it. And I think it might, I mean, tomato on its own is fine, but she added tomato soup, I think, to it to make it extra creamy.
Yeah, but also the fact that her rationale was, I'm adding cream to it to make it less rich.
Yeah, to make it less rich.
Just
I was just sitting there trying not to lose my shit. This is after my mom had passed, so
yeah. So you know,
I was already having a great time.
My mother died, and also this fondue is horrible.
Literally, his face got texted you like,
Yes. If that wasn't bad enough.
it's like, but yeah, they did it so it was less heavy
Yeah.
to make the cheese fondue less heavy. And I was like,
Because it's a well-known fact that if you add cream to something, it makes it light and airy, like a Malteser.
and I was just sitting there going like, You're aware that I am lactose intolerant, so I am eating this cheese fondue, and that's fine. I can
mean,
choose my battles.
That's the thing, though. Like, I am also lactose intolerant, and I would eat the cheese fondue. I'd be like, okay, it's worth it. It's a noble sacrifice.
Yeah. But then you add cream!
You ruin it. But I know I've told
My
this,
IBS was just...
told the story before about my grandfather's wife, who gave me concentrated, undiluted orange squash one time when I was like 8 or 9 years old, and wouldn't let me. I basically just I drank it. I had to drink it because she kept getting really angry with me. Like, you know, I bought you that and you haven't drunk it. I'm like, but it's no, don't give me that. I don't like it. But anyway, yeah. So she was fun. But I know I've talked about that before.
Yes. Well, no.
She was a lovely woman. She was also phenomenally racist.
It's not even...
But, you know, one time she was like, well, I don't like black people because I was mugged by one once. And my uncle basically turned around and went, well, it was just as well you weren't mugged by a white person or you'd be really in trouble, wouldn't you? Which is like... But no, one time they told me that I could come visit, because they used to live in the New Forest. Like, they moved around a lot. They lived in the Netherlands, Germany, Denmark. Actually, no, they didn't ever live in Denmark. They just did Danish tourist board stuff, moving around. And then the only cool thing that they ever actually did, my grandfather was custodian at Berkeley Castle in Gloucestershire one time, for several years. He worked as custodian there and actually kind of, I'll admit, he made it into a decent tourist attraction. Like, he actually made it started earning money. So, you know, for all his problems, he did do a great... He was a good businessman. He was a shitty human being, but he was good at that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so after that, they moved to the New Forest. And I think either the first year or the second year they were there, they told me I could bring a friend to come visit them, with like to come with me to visit them in the New Forest.
Mm-hmm.
And my best friend at the time was a Japanese girl. I think it's not giving away too much to say her surname was Honda. But anyway, she was a Japanese girl. So I drew a picture, like, on the thank you note, saying, like, oh, I'm really excited to bring a friend. And I drew a picture of me and my friend. And suddenly, mysteriously, they didn't think that they could manage two of us. And only I was allowed to come visit. I was like, gee. Later on, I realised that was because I drew a picture of me and a nice brown girl. And I think she was like, no, not under my roof. No people of colour under... Anyway, yeah.
God.
Because at the time, I was like, oh, that's such a weird thing. I mean, she probably wouldn't have been able to come visit me with me anyway. Like, but I was excited and I drew a picture. But yeah, no, she was really racist. They were very much... my grandfather would say extremely loudly in, like, public places about the... I'm not saying it. I don't... But... You know that really unpleasant... I think it's a particularly English term of referring to black people. It's an evolution of the N-word that kind of sounds like eggnog.
Ugh.
And he would use that word.
That's just so
which,
disgusting.
I mean, I almost find worse than the regular N-word because it's so demeaning, like, on top of it. Like, patronising demeaning. Like, but at the same time, I'm not allowed to... I say I'm not allowed to. Like, personally, I find that word makes me cringe even more than just the regular slur. Just because it's so icky. Just so patronisingly... Anyway, that. Blech. But he would say that, like, in public, loudly. And you'd be like, please, can you not say that? And he'd be like, oh, you're so PC. Oh, all that. You know, and he also used other words, basically. And generally, I mean, of course, about any poor person, or any person that they didn't approve of or like, probably me too at this point actually. They'd be like, well, they're not PLUs, are they? They're not people like us. PLUs.
That's just...
That was their shorthand. It's like, oh darling, no, they're not PLUs.
Well, I definitely am not one of those.
Oh no, for sure.
It's like their worst fucking, like...
Well, one time, yeah, okay, so, they were in Exeter at one point, like, passing through on some business trip or on the way to, like, a cruise or some shit. I don't fucking care. But, they decided that since they were in Exeter and I was there at uni, they took me out to dinner at a local hotel. And, you know, I was like, okay, I really don't want to spend an evening with these people, but whatever, I'll go. It's polite. They are my well, one of them was my grandparent. The other one was just freaking hanger-on. I don't like her. Anyway. And, I nipped to the loo in their hotel room after dinner before walking back home. And while I was in the bathroom, I heard her just say, like, well, I think we did a good job with that one, Isla. That was my grandfather's name. And I remember thinking, well, shit, I failed. She thinks I'm something to be proud of. Also, you did a good job with me. Are you kidding me? You saw me like once a year. And I hated you. But yeah, good job, naturally. Anyway. I can't think of anybody I would want to be less than people like them. But isn't that all we can do?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if we were raised by people like that, the best you can do is identify how much you do not want to be that.
Yeah.
And just act on it as much as possible.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Tiki.
Sorry.
I hate every time there are a couple of Sims families that I play, and every time I end up playing them, I never actually concentrate on what I'm doing. I just end up yapping about something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those families, and I hate it. Because, you know, no wonder nothing fun happens when we play these guys. I'd spend my whole time talking like socio-politicky.
Socio-politicky.
Bull caca. In other words, active time machine though. I see the music's decided to grace us with some suspense.
Oh boy.
It's good. It's a good track. I really like it. It's actually one I added today when I sorted the playlist out. I actually sat my butt down and I sorted out the playlist properly. That, you know, it's all suspensey and stuff. It's nice. I like it. This is what happens when you get all sleepy and you don't talk much. I end up blabbing about, well, socio-politicky.
Yeah, sure, make it my fault.
Socio-politicky tacky. Be nice to each other, my dudes. Be pleasant. And if you can't be perfect, try. Because nobody's perfect. I mean, obviously.
I'm just remembering the cheese fondue right now, which is probably why I've gone so silent.
I am genuinely like the rage, the absolute fury. You sent me a photograph of their oh, that child isn't a silhouette. I thought it was no, it's just a child wearing dark clothing. From a distance I thought it was bugged. I thought he was a silhouette. Look at him. Look at that little ghost child.
So
Bye.
you're saying? What did I send you?
You sent me a photo of a biscuit tin that they had celebrating
Oh God.
What's his name?
God.
Is his name George? The tiny princeling?
Yeah, whatever. Like, she's a total Anglophile, and it's horrible.
Yeah, she's a teaboo. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
the weird kind of teaboo that some boomers get. She'll never shut up about the fact that, you know,
how great England is. It's
yeah,
like,
like she
don't
did
you move
au
down
pair
there?
stuff there, and how wonderful England is.
Yeah.
Admittedly, her English is probably better than mine.
Oh,
And I
fuck
say better, no, it's not better. It's more cultured. Like, whenever she talks to me in English.
Oh my God, does she actually talk to you?
Yeah, she talks to me. No, not now, but whenever I've been in the Netherlands, like, for example, whenever we've been in the same place.
Oh yeah, I forget. She does.
She just
actually...
talks all the time. She doesn't leave me alone. And at first I was like, maybe she's just trying to be friendly and like accommodate me. But no, and then I realised it's just because she wants to show off how amazing her English skills are. And she's got that posh accent in the English. She really puts it on, doesn't she? Don't you think?
Don't actually remember.
No, well, she puts it on. She's very much... She's one of those people who probably wouldn't have naturally said words like off and pronounced them off, but she does now because she posh. Sorry, Porsche.
Ah.
But yeah, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I do.
The affected pronunciation. Like, I know people who've grown up pronouncing words like off as off, and weirdly they make it sound, I mean, it's still posh, but it doesn't sound freaky. Like, it doesn't sound fake the way they did. Just, you know, oh yes, piss off.
Do tell me, Dio.
Ah, yeah, you're right. God, it does.
Oh my God, I don't know this.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Okay, so
wait, yes.
in Goodness Gracious Me, where they're kind of like, what is it? They've got this like really Indian name, and they pronounce it as Englishly as possible.
Oh.
And they call them. I mean, admittedly, I've only actually heard the radio show. I haven't seen that much of the TV program, so I'm assuming it's similar. But they all meet up for tennis, and oh yes, Tarquin, we are going to I can't the club later for drinks, and they do this really, really super posh. Am I right in remembering that the Goodness Gracious Me Kumars was the one that spawned was it the Kumars at number 42 or whatever? There was that other show. Oh yeah, well there you go. That's what that thing you just said. Thank you, sorry. Yeah. Which again I never saw. I think that's because I was at boarding school at that point, but I could be wrong. I was either at boarding school or uni, depending on the two. Depending on when it was. Or it could have spanned that whole
Is that the dog?
situation. Was that the dog?
It was a very odd peeping noise. It just echoed through the room.
Yeah. Was that you?
He doesn't look like he was sad peeping.
No. You better not be sad peeping. No. No time for that, sir.
How many legs sticking out?
Yeah. But yeah, no, I didn't ever see it, but I was aware of its existence. But yeah, no, that was fun. Yeah, no, you're right. That's very much... That is exactly what she reminds me of, but just, like, Dutch.
As you can tell, I had not much love for her. She used to call me on my... I mean, basically, if I see her number, I don't pick up my phone. Because she calls me on my English mobile from a Dutch landline. I'm like, you're aware that this costs me a fortune, right? But she actually properly refuses to learn how to use computers. She doesn't know how a computer works. Actually, it's funny. It's come full circle. To the point that, like, her husband has been trying God knows how long to get her to use computers. Like, and she just refuses. And she basically said, like, to him pointing out, like, what are you going to do if I die? You don't even know how to pay the bills because you don't know how to use a computer.
Mm-hmm.
She also doesn't like smartphones, but she'll just about tolerate them.
But-
to which she said, "Oh, it's okay. I'll just ask my son."
Yeah.
So.
Do you want to come here then? Come here.
It's kind of incredible, this
Yeah.
woman. Like,
Well, I mean, given that her son has now just started a family of his own,
yeah,
what makes her think that he wants to do all her stuff for her?
because he's
Oh, he's a mummy's boy. I forgot.
in the worst kind of way.
Such, yeah, the bad kind. Hello,
Yeah.
you're also a mummy's boy. You nasty, nasty dog. Oh, such a nasty boy, hmm? Yeah, no. Families, am I right?
Yeah.
What are they like? Well, they're like that.
Nah, boomer families can be wild.
Yeah. I mean, there must be families who do try and not to be awful, right? Like, that must be a thing.
I mean, I wouldn't call my own family the worst. Except for, well, those guys.
Those guys, yeah. No, fine. Sid, if you scream because you're pushing yourself off my lap, he just wants you, I think.
No,
Or,
he wants to do that thing
wants-
where he leans over your shoulder, like he drapes himself over your shoulder and rests his head basically on your back.
Yeah. Like a weird upside down parrot. Anyway, so now I'm having to play this video game one-handed, which, yeah. It's going well. Right, what's Winterfest? Let's open presents with everybody. Is everybody awake? You're not. Yes, you are now. Cool, let's go. Seriously, you're angry? Ugh. She's always angry. It's her job. What's the matter?
No. I'm quite happy she hasn't called me in a long time.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Now she just sends... Well, no, it's not even her, who is it, who sends the emails?
No, that's my uncle.
Yeah. The weird boomer emails with, like...
Yeah, like these terribly photoshopped pictures. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of exciting in a weird way.
Meanwhile, I think my aunt has... I mean, I have many aunts. This is...
Handle it.
I was gonna say this is the youngest one. She is my favourite aunt out of the lot of them. It's okay. They all know. She did a lot of like I go and say raising of me because my mum's situation wasn't the best. But you know, I'd often go over to her place for sleepovers, and I always really loved that. But she's finally come to realise that I am not ignoring her on purpose. I am just like that. I don't do it like that's kind of how she said it. Like, it's not malicious. That's just how I work. Like, I forget it, or I literally can't reply.
I'm glad that she's like understood that. I'm glad that she gets that now.
Yeah, that was really during the time that I was staying there with her, with my mom and stuff. Like, she has come to understand me a lot better as a person. Also to the point that no, I'm not just doing it to her, I do it to my friends as well.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry.
In fact, I think pretty much the only person you don't do it to is me.
Yeah. Because we live in the same house.
Yeah.
No, yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, sometimes you two just go downstairs, and I'm like, hi, I've got a message for you. And you're like, I can't hear you. I'm downstairs. La 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 la.
Yeah. Yeah.
ghosting me in my own house.
I'm also that person who always has their phone on
Silent. My god, yeah, but then you lose it. It drives me
Yeah,
nuts.
but, dude,
The
you
number
don't
of
like
times-
my message phone.
No, I don't like your message tone because it's loud and irritating.
So is yours.
Okay, fine. Whatever. You also get way more messages than me.
Yes.
Like your
it
phone
never stops.
Your phone pings like 24/7, it is true. But you have it on silent and then you put it somewhere. And I'm like, shall I ring it for you? And you're like, no, it won't do you any good. It's on silent and also upside down and also the screen's off. And, you know...
Yeah, I got a flip case, so I'm like...
Yeah. Like, you won't be able to see it anyway. But yeah, no, it's true. You do get a lot of messages. Also from people who just spam you. Hey lady. Wanna go to space?
If only they asked me to go to space. It's just furries sending me hey.
Wanna go to space? But then I'm also one of those people who, when I message you particularly, or anybody else that I'm comfortable with, I use like one word at a time practically. I'm like, oh yeah, that. Oh yeah, also this. And then that. And this.
You know, I need to do the same.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, even if the only important number is mine.
Yeah.
Because I am important than everybody else in your life.
Yes.
I am the most importantest. Wow. Oh, might as well practice our mixology. Mix 3 drinks at a single social event is an annoying one because it means I have to host a social event at some point. Ugh. So yeah, wow, we didn't even get to the end of winter this time round because I was so busy not playing the game. Amazing. Hey, criminal, you need to do some mischief interactions.
What are they doing for money?
They're not so great.
Oh.
It's fine. Technically they're 10,000 simoleons down from what they were,
When we started?
when we started, yeah. Which, yeah, I mean, their bills are like 11,000. So, yeah. But there are 3 of them working, at least. So it's getting slightly less dire every time, I guess. But you know what? You might as well just go the fuck to work. Why not? Be a criminal on holiday. And work really hard at it. Really just gonna let me carry it? Okay.
No, I was literally.
It's fine. It's fine. That's fine. That's cool. Many people stream alone. Should get used to it.
Wow.
What are you over here for? Don't touch me. Ah. I'm afraid. Don't. Tickling me is not a fun stream activity.
Just waking you up.
Don't need waking up. I'm not the one who needs waking up. Ow.
No, I'm leaving back.
My neck.
Oh god, I'm sorry.
You've injured me. Woo.
You can file a police report now.
Yeah. You'll be my witness. Whew. Oh, yeah. I did actually just crick my neck, but it's okay, folks. I'm fine. Don't try this at home. We're actually licensed tickling professionals. That sounds weird, right? That sounds weird. Anyway, just don't try it at home, kids. What are you doing? Oh, is that a gummy worm? Just slap me in the face with a gummy worm. That is a different kind of stream. We don't do that. We don't do that kind of thing. God. Thank you for the gummy worm. It tastes like my face. Okay, so for what were we watching? Oh yeah, Moosey, Brutal Moose. And he was talking about what's it called? It was like dirt pie or something.
Yeah.
Like worms and dirt. Anyway, it's like a dessert basically with like chocolate pudding and then chocolate cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
And then gummy worms.
Yeah.
And I still haven't made Dee her birthday cake.
Mhm.
I was going to do like cheesecake or something. And she was like, you know what I want? I want that. So now we bought an entire freaking tuck shop box of gummy worms off Amazon because that was basically the only place we could find gummy worms.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make chocolate custard pudding stuff.
Mhm.
And then I was looking for chocolate biscuits. Like, you know, just
boring
chocolate flavored biscuits, like the ones on the outside of bourbons or like Oreos, but without the filling. Can I find them anywhere? No.
Nope.
So I literally had to get out my biscuit book, look up a recipe for bourbons, and I will make bourbon biscuit, like cookie, just a whole sheet of cookie, dough biscuits, but I won't cut them out. And I'm just gonna smash that up because it's literally easier to make my own biscuits than it is to find like ones I can buy pre-made and crush them.
Yeah, we don't have a Lidl nearby and we don't have an Aldi either, so we're stuck with places like Waitrose.
Oh yeah. No, at some point, because right now I've got a really, really, really freaking good deal with Ocado. With the Smart Pass, I think I pay like £1.50 per month.
Yeah.
For like free delivery. Is he okay?
He's fine.
You just got surprised
Yeah.
when you fell over carrying him. Fair. But yeah, once that like amazing deal ends, I don't like Ocado anymore.
No, who wants
They
to buy from
freaking merged with M&S. I mean, Waitrose was bad enough, but at least then like I could still get stuff that I liked, brands that I liked.
Yeah.
But now they're with M&S, and like I can't get anything. We looked for chocolate biscuits, and like chocolate covered digestives were halfway down the page, below vanilla wafers. What kind of online supermarket, when you search for chocolate biscuits, quite apart from the fact that the alternate search term was Chocky Bicky.
Just chocolatey.
Oh, sorry, you're right. There was Chocky Bicky, but there was also chocolatey biscuit. And I'm like, no. Anyone who refers to a chocolate biscuit as a chocolatey biscuit needs punching, but also Chocky Bicky. But in that posh way.
Yeah.
There's such an M&S way of saying Chocky Bicky. Anyway.
I was like, yeah, they will taste better than the store.
Yeah,
these are really good.
I've made these ones before.
At one point, you just surprised me with them. Like, you just came up with like biscuits.
Well, yeah, I'll admit, you were at work. You came.
You also once surprised. You just disappeared downstairs.
Yeah, that was a different. That was a different kind of biscuit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, that wasn't these ones. That was a different one.
Well, those were really good too.
Yeah, they were also really good. But yeah, no, these ones I made when you were at work.
Yeah.
And I used a plastic bag with a corner cut out to ice them, and I was very pleased. To put the filling in. I mean. Oh, and I didn't have any baking trays. We do have a baking tray now, but I didn't have baking tray, so I put like 5 layers of foil, and used that as a baking tray, and it worked surprisingly well. I'm so resourceful. But yeah, no, I don't like that they're partnered with M&S now. It doesn't do it for me. Also, I'm still salty about the fact that vanilla wafers came above, like, McVitie's chocolate digestives. It also wasn't what I wanted, but, you know, the rage in me.
Also, I want to point out that currently I am carrying the dog.
Naturally.
Walking through the room because he likes to be just hugged and carried around sometimes.
It's true. He does like that.
Considering he can't get comfy when sitting down.
Yeah.
Small dogs, man.
Yeah, that's where my grandmother used to shop too. Because, you know, I think I'm also soured at M&S because certainly I've had experiences with people who wouldn't shop at any other supermarket. Mm-hmm. And that was also back when they were only own brand stuff as well. So they would you'd look in their cupboards, or like you'd go around to visit your friend or whatever, and the only things they would have in the house would be M&S branded stuff. And I don't understand how up yourself you need to be to think that's... I'm
just at war because of Percy Pig, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, you are... I really wish that we hadn't just got you started on Percy Pig. You're vicious when it comes to that poor pig. To be fair, I'm not a big...
I primarily hate the graphics they used. I hate them.
I'll admit, I'm also not a big Percy fan as far as the design goes. Oh, whoops, I just sent you to bed.
Considering they're basically made at the same place as Katja's Pikachu's, I'll give Percy Pig a pass, but it's still not as nice texture-wise. But
yeah. I suppose what actually confuses me is people who say that Percy Pigs taste better than Pikachu's.
Yeah.
Because they don't. Like,
if you really like sweet more than actual fruit flavour, then Percy Pig tastes better.
I suppose, were those people doing reviews before... I mean, after Pikachu's went to be vegan?
Yeah, they were already vegan.
Before Percy Pig's only recently become vegan. And I will admit, Percy Pig, since they've become vegan, they taste even worse. But Pikachu's, I think, are really good. Yeah. I've always liked them, even after they were vegan.
Yeah.
So it's possible that, I don't know, if we're comparing like with not like, I don't know.
They've always been vegetarian. Pikachu's.
Yeah.
So they've always been, basically. But don't mind me. I'm just the only reason I have a real issue with Percy Pig is, for some reason I can't escape, like the advertising on it.
Oh.
Like everything like that. If I check Twitter, Percy fucking Pig ads, like.
It's probably because.
This is before I talked about it. Or that time that I was browsing, what was it? Was it Ocado? And it's like around Christmas, and I was like, oh, Percy Pig, Percy Pig, like sweets jar, and like.
Yeah.
There's something about the branding that just makes me angry.
Yeah.
I don't have to do many things. I don't know. It must be this weird ASD thing.
I'll admit, the branding does make me rage.
I just don't like the face. It reminds me a bit of Peppa Pig. But if Peppa Pig fell forward and became two-dimensional.
As opposed to her current hairdryer self.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Peppa Pig, what the hell ever happened to Charlie and Lola?
Charlie and Lola.
Yeah, you know that kids cartoon / book series. Well, I just remember. I mean, I mostly just know it because one of my uni tutors was, I think, like some editor of some illustration magazine, and she used to go on private, long rants about how much she wished that wasn't the state of children's illustration because it was so irritatingly lazy.
I just remember like hating that art style more than anything else in the world. I got one book with it, and I literally just didn't pick up the book because
You've got a book.
Like this type of
Oh,
art
that
style.
style. Yeah,
sorry.
sure. I was gonna say, I don't think you did.
No, I was way too
I
old.
just remember there was something with peas. Something about peas, and I bet that
I will never, not ever, eat a tomato.
Like, you know me, I'm not a big fan of children. And the voicing of this series was extremely accurate to my experience of children, which I'm sure makes it very appealing to people who are / like children, but not in that way. But I just remember just feeling rage bubbling up in me every time it came anywhere near me. And I just, what the fuck ever happened to it? Because it hasn't induced that kind of incandescent rage in me for some years now. And I can only feel grateful. God, I hate the word order. Just looking at you, like, I completely know about guinea pig. It makes me want to kill something.
A completely best story collection, yeah, I get it. Like, I'm leaving now. If you don't
Please
mind.
stop. Please, I can't. That's not even, like, the worst. Some of the, I mean, again, it just, I'm sure it absolutely, completely, very much nailed how many children, possibly middle-class, precocious children, talk. Probably. I'm sure it was very relatable to a subset. I think I'm going to chalk that down to my extreme ASD-ness, though, because any middle-class little girl reminds me way too much of myself, and that makes me want to huck. I have a deep self-loathing for myself as a small child. So anytime I'm walking anywhere, just anytime I hear a small middle-class white girl say, "Mummy," I want to die.
And it's not the kids' fault.
It's not the kids' fault. It's not their fault whatsoever. Except, I mean, it depends. If they grow up into, if they carry on their trajectory, it's 100% their fault. But no, it's not. It's not the kids' fault that I have an intense self-loathing. But there's something about middle-class white girls from this very specific area that I'm from that just makes me rage. Just I hate it. Yeah. So, Percy Pigs, right?
I don't know why I hate them so much, but I do.
It is, though, the marketing. I agree that the
It's literally the
something
marketing.
about the marketing. It feels very.
The fact that you're just making this big deal out of like.
It's a candy.
Like it's a candy. Okay, cool.
Like, but then I mean, the first time I even came across Percy Pigs was because a girl. I'm talking a lot about my uni today. A girl in my illustration course was obsessed with them. Like, to the point where she was late one day for a end of project critique session because, like, there was a queue when she absolutely had to have her Percy Pigs because otherwise, like, she couldn't survive the critique session.
That sounds like a
could have bought them yesterday. Also, the fuck are they putting in here? Like, what are they made of before they went vegan? Like,
Jesus.
Percy the crack pig. I don't... Just,
Like,
yeah. Like, part of me wonders if, you know, like, sometimes people play up, like, a quote-unquote addiction
yeah,
because that's the only thing they can think of as a personality trait.
yeah.
And, I mean, I feel really mean saying that because otherwise she was a very sweet girl. I you know, I liked her a lot. But the Percy Pig thing...
That's just not
I was just
something
like, no, seriously. Like, at what point do you develop an addiction to a soft pink sweet that means you are literally like 10-20 minutes late for a critique? Like an official critique. Like you missed your time slot in this critique and we all had to like wait for you. And like, why would you risk potentially failing a course and having to like redo it for a bag of pigs you could have bought the day before? Like, giant anime question marks like hovering above my head at this point. Yeah. No. No. Anyway. I don't... So, I mean, like I said, the fact that my first introduction over a decade ago now to Percy Pigs was that nonsense. I think I was already primed to be like, no, fuck that. Very much. So anytime anyone talks about Percy Pigs, I'm like, yeah, but I'm worried for you. It's like somebody comes to you and says like, I don't know, hey, there's this amazing thing I've discovered, it's called meth. They're selling like a giant plushie of it, and you know, I'm like, okay. No.
Honestly.
It's amazing. They sell it in a little jar. You can keep the jar when you're done with the meth. I don't know. No. Please, kids, don't buy meth. Don't buy Percy Pig. No, I don't. These two things are not the same. But just don't treat Percy Pigs like they're meth, and I think we'll be okay. Please.
Right, alright, well, we're past the stream time. I think it's time that we wrap this up.
Oh, but I'm just getting into it.
But legitimately, we should start wrapping it up.
Yeah,
It's
no, agreed.
10:30.
Like, yeah.
5. 4, actually.
Sorry, I just...
It's okay.
Please do, read the time to me slowly, digit by digit.
Thank you for dropping by, Dio.
Thank you very much. It's been a riot. It's been a whole thing.
Like, listen to us ramble for like 2.5 hours.
Oh, yeah, I talked about some things that were fine and some things that were stupid. And then we had a conversation about pigs.
Sugar pigs.
Sugar pigs.
Well, actually, no, sugar pigs is something completely different.
What is a sugar pig?
It's kind of like marzipan, but it's made out of sugar. You just like the sugar mice, you know those, right?
Do you guys... Is that
Yeah.
is that like a Dutch thing, a sugar
Yeah,
pig?
I think so.
Okay. Sugar pig. It's a pig that you buy lots of things for. You spoil it. Rotten.
Okay, it's definitely time for your beddies, I think.
Look at my diamond-encrusted sty.
Okay.
What?
So, tomorrow, we'll be back.
Pigs like truffles, right? Truffles are luxurious. Okay, fine.
I was joking, but also yes.
Wow, Pomelo.
Hmm?
He just... Peas. He just got peas. Just got a giant-ass bowl of peas.
Is he a pigeon?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. Clearly. Well, tomorrow we should talk about the pigeon.
Yes.
Who, as far as we're aware, is still doing fine.
Yeah, she's a terrible flyer.
Yeah, every now and then we hear this hideous flapping from, like, the tree line. And it's like, yeah, that's Pig. Hey, Pig, we called her Pig. What's it? We're just going to talk about pigs tomorrow, too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yes. Sorry, I'm stalling a little bit because I'm waiting for Yuzu to get home from work.
Yeah, you don't want to just...
Yeah, I don't want to just... But yeah. No, they're 10,000 simoleons down from where they were when we started. But that's fine, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Fine, cool. When do you come home from work? Jeez, 11 p.m. Oh, that's ages. Ugh. Fine. We'll deal.
We will. But yeah, tomorrow, who do we play actually?
Tomorrow we play. Let me go check. Let me take a look in my little bookie book. Plum Cobbler, the archaeologist.
This is a good place to pause it. You're right.
I know, I thought so.
So yeah, archaeology. Yes,
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
times tomorrow. And
Right.
I'm kind of sad that we didn't really do anything notable, but come on, you see my struggles with this family.
Yeah, this is too
The
much.
kid won't go to school. This thing exists. Wow. No, I'm oddly fond of her, but this family for some reason I just find difficult to manage.
Mm.
Like I've managed families with 4 members in it before, and this one just they don't do anything I tell them to. It's infuriating.
Yeah, they're
Anyway,
kind of hideous. Yeah. Anyway,
yes. So,
thank you for dropping by.
thank you very much for coming to our stream. I don't know why I'm saying it like I don't know. Thanks for coming to my party.
Well, it's the same thing.
Yeah, and tomorrow we'll do some archaeology and
Yep.
cultured painting and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except you
yeah.
won't be doing cultured painting because your iPad will crash.
Yeah.
So, we're leaving it to me? Okay, well then. Thanks for coming. Good night. We hope you'll feel well, and we hope you'll be well, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.